in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
816-888-7.
VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Were you uninvited to game night? Do you play board games with the ferocious intensity of an iron-fisted oligarch? Have friends left game night asking, how do you sleep at night? Then you should get a mattress from Mattress Firm. They can help anyone sleep. There's still time. Come to Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Get here soon and save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 instant gift. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint or stain project, saving is at the top of your to-do list. Save now with buy one, get one half off select paints, stains, and primers from top brands like Valspar, HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, and Cabot via Visa gift card rebate. Find more Memorial Day deals now at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 5/15 through 5/28.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Dusty Likens, and in case you didn't already know, I'm here to tell you that you can watch all the shows here on 96.5 The Fan across all our social media channels. That's right. If you want to see our smiling faces as we talk about the best sports fans and teams in the country, subscribe to our YouTube channel or watch on Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Wake up with us, eat lunch with us, and go home with us. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Weekdays starting at 2 on 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
Friday morning here on 96.5 The Fan. Bob
God,
Mack.
I wish it was a Friday morning.
I do, man. That sounds awesome.
Skipping Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, baby.
Yep, straight to Friday.
Rolling into Friday already, man.
Feels like it.
Yeah, it's going to feel like it at the end of the week, I'll tell you, with all the storm weather that we got rolling through today.
We need the rain, damn it.
No, we definitely do.
At that point in my life.
I was going to say, you've jumped the shark early in life. If at 37 years old, you're going, I think we need the rain, because I got a text from Josh last night. He goes, well, somebody fired up the lawnmower trying to beat the rain out here at like 7 o'clock at night. Through the neighborhood, trying to cut your grass.
Sometimes I'm on the back patio and I feel like Bill Paxton from the movie Twister. Pick up some grass and like let it go in the air. And I'm like, rain.
Yep.
You know,
I don't need that anymore. I got a dog now who tells you hours before this thing is happening that we are going to get rain.
Poor Winnie's going to have a tough couple days.
Oh, it's going to be brutal. I feel bad for her, and I don't know what to do. Like, we've given her anxiety medicine, to try to calm her down a little bit. But last night she was like wedged between the bed and the wall to try to get protection from these storms. Sometimes she ends up in the bathtub and, just kind of looking for protection and safety and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, nothing's going to bother you. It's going to be okay. But she gets so scared and like just tries to hide in all these places because of the rain. And then it does. It happens. And then, she doesn't come out for 3 days.
You got to put like a Benadryl and a Cheeto or something like that.
Yeah, we've got some medicine for her, that she eats, but it like takes 3 hours apparently to kick in. And she, spits it out, eats the cheese, spits it out, eats the cheese. About the third or fourth time, she finally takes the pill.
Shedeur Sanders had a great weekend.
He did.
Looks like a pro.
Yep.
Shocked
Browns coaches with precision and accuracy. Sanders reportedly was throwing the ball with a touch of a 10-year NFL veteran.
Right.
Better believe it.
I also saw a headline that even if your guy Aaron Rodgers signs with Pittsburgh, Mason Rudolph is still going to be ahead of Aaron Rodgers on the depth chart.
Do they want to have an explosion early? Read the room, guys. If he's your quarterback on your roster, he's starting for your team.
Could you imagine, though, like Mike Tomlin makes him the backup? How great that would be if Aaron Rodgers signed there and Mike Tomlin goes, Mason Rudolph's going to be our starter today, and you start him against the Jets in week 1. The TV networks would bail on that game fast.
Man. So who plays more games this year, Aaron Rodgers or Shedeur Sanders?
Rodgers.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm going to say Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Rodgers for sure.
I think so. Either in New Orleans or Pittsburgh. We don't know which one, but one or the other. Probably Pittsburgh, but I think Aaron Rodgers plays more games.
I'd be shocked if Sanders plays this year.
That bad, huh?
Do you think he's going to be that bad, or they just have enough options to get him through where they don't have to play?
Yeah, I don't think he should
right?
play this year. Yeah, I think they have options. Yeah.
They have options, not great options, but they've got options. But I see what I'm with you. Like, if you could let this guy sit all year, Mahomesian style, go for it.
What's going to happen this year on the Browns with Shedeur Sanders? Really, what are we going to learn this season? No,
well,
just sit out.
It may ultimately hurt him
exactly
in the NFL, and those are the things that you have to consider. Like, is this guy ready to be the starting quarterback in the NFL? Most people would probably say no. You've got 37-year-old Joe Flacco out there. Who's his backup? They've got somebody else.
Yes, they do.
Kenny Pickett is who they have.
You.
So you've got two guys that have played a very long time in the NFL combined, obviously. Just let Shedeur Sanders hang out. There's no reason. Then you got Giovanni Cavazzi or whoever they drafted there be ahead of Shedeur Sanders. So, I mean,
Dylan Gabriel, who's like older than me.
Yeah, you got dudes on your roster.
And you're taller.
Yeah, you may be taller than that guy. He is tiny. Who do you think plays more this year, Shedeur Sanders, or do you think his running mate Travis Hunter has more opportunity this year? Because they're showing him in a bad light over the weekend. He can't catch things falling out of the sky and ran a bad route, and everybody's like losing their minds over this.
He sneezes weird. He walks different. Rookie camp in full force.
I think we know what Rob's going to say later today.
He's washed like Travis Hunter already.
Already
I don't know, Carrington. I saw this Travis Hunter try to catch batons that were falling from the sky. He couldn't do it. He's washed.
Sorry, Jose Alvarado. Tough weekend for you, too.
Yeah, that guy had a tough weekend, too.
And gone.
Yeah, see you later. 80 games and no postseason. Take care of yourself.
Have a good one, buddy. Yeah. Might as well. Golly.
So, yeah, good stuff from the rookie mini camps all over the place, man.
Yeah, you guys act like sports don't ever, or that they go away in the summer. No, man, you're a rookie camp.
Yeah, rookie
where
mini camp.
Everybody is immediately just, immediately focused in on, all I saw this weekend. Outside of baseball, the journalism won the race.
Yeah.
And
I totally forgot that was taking place this weekend.
Well, dude, that's on horse racing.
Yeah, it really is.
Because they build it the Kentucky Derby like it's the Super Bowl, which it is.
It is.
And then it's like, you have another opportunity, I think it's 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, be like, hey, you get Preakness and the Stakes, back to back.
Right.
There's a week off, and then you get bang, bang. And it's everyone was like, oh, yeah, journalism, horse, duh.
Yeah. But the guy who won the Kentucky Derby didn't race in the Preakness, so it just kind of killed the whole vibe of potentially going for a Triple Crown. So, why are we even going to pay attention, to this race? I completely forgot it was going on. Totally forgot it was on.
I think the jockey was in the transfer portal.
Oh, was he? for the horse in the Kentucky Derby that won? All right, fair enough. That's good.
Battling.
That's like horseradish.
Yeah.
Where to put, branding. Don't you dare. Imagine a horse with a Quick Trip sticker on his ass.
Oh, yeah, I'd like that.
That's just not right. It's literally just a sticker.
Right.
He's getting whipped with a feather whip the entire race. No, I didn't even know what was going on. I saw the call was great or whatever. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I got a text from somebody. It said a win for journalism. I'm like, what happened?
Somebody wrote a
I
good
miss?
piece.
And I'm like, did you send a link? I'm waiting for and it was they thought I was being typical Bob, I was, pulling their leg
being a
type
smart
stuff.
aleck,
and
yeah.
I'm I have no idea what you're talking about, man. The Preakness, I'm oh, totally forgot about that race being run this weekend.
I wanted to tell you, I don't know who won the Kentucky Derby.
I can't remember right now. Affirm, was it? Or,
No idea.
Aftermath? Or
I watched it at the bar.
morning
that I remember.
after? Or, I honest to God couldn't tell you who won. It was something that was like related to journalism, though, because people were mocking it or something like that. It was something with an A. Hell if I know. But I know that horse didn't race in the Kentucky Derby or in the Preakness, and so there's no reason to have that conversation.
Yeah. Soon to be Destiny.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. Somebody will have it on the text.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, that's what it was. I knew it started with an A.
I was
Yeah.
way off. God, what else? Okay, so how about, did you guys experience any of this with Spectrum going out on Saturday?
I have no idea what you mean. I don't have Spectrum, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was out of town. Yeah, I was
Okay,
chilling.
so this happened Saturday around 3:30 Lee Summit time, right? Had plans to go do stuff. Was going to watch, the game or whatever. So I wasn't watching this horse race whether or not I wanted to or not. Apparently, I don't know this to be true. I'm sure that the text line can bring this up. Either Spectrum got hacked or somebody found out like a spot and cut the cord.
Oh.
And power outage all throughout the city. So a couple buddies of mine, they went and ate at Earl's Premier. Been there.
Good spot. Great
Awesome.
spot, yeah.
It's like a tornado hit Maine and this bar and brought it over here like Wizard of Oz style and planted it right in the middle of the Brookside area.
Yeah.
Fantastic place.
It is. It's wonderful.
And so they were there and they said, theirs things went down. They were doing the old school swipe.
Oh, they were? Okay.
Yeah. So then.
Oh, I was thinking Spectrum TV, but cable, internet, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So
right,
you had
yeah.
Google Fiber. You were winning in downtown Lee Summit. So then we started calling these places because we're like, well, we don't have cable and internet. Let's go downtown and watch the game on the TV or something like that. Turns out, can't call down there. Nobody has. So you find out who has Spectrum by calling.
Right.
Straight to voicemail, straight to voicemail, straight to voicemail. My buddy who owns the Red Door, I'm like, hey, man, are you experienced? Like, yep. I have he literally had, I'm not kidding, a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet of everybody that came in that left him their information so he could call them the next day and be like, okay.
And process the cards and stuff like that. Oh, my gosh. When you said they had the swiper still, I'm like, I can't believe people still have those lying around.
Went out completely. So, in the city, in the area, just nothing.
How long was it out for?
Shoot. I don't know. They said it was going to be out until at least 9 p.m.
Okay. That's real good for businesses and restaurants and all that kind of stuff.
Brutal.
Wow.
I never
Awful.
understood,
Damn.
how great it is to just always have cash on you.
Right.
FYI. Lesson learned. Go to the ATM once a week. Withdraw whatever you need to have and just have it on you.
You have cash on you. You sound like my father-in-law. Cash is king, right?
No
Then
doubt.
ask for a discount,
It
too,
was
because
crazy.
most places will give you a cash discount.
Yeah.
About 10% or so. If you ask them for it, they'll give you that discount.
Yeah,
so you can save
Spectrum
some
goes
money.
out, man.
Well,
that's why they showed
tough.
that pirate ship that wrecked against. Did you see that?
Yeah.
video?
Oh, God, yeah.
What was that about? This is all this. Just the weekend was crazy.
That pirate ship hitting the Brooklyn Bridge was insane. Yeah. I mean, I was down rabbit holes with my
They
buddy
showed
the other
people
day about
on
that.
the sails, holding on. I'm like, why are you here? First off,
yeah. Well, they were apparently somebody said, and I read this, and I don't know. They said they were celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States, the 250th birthday of the United States. Our birthday's 1776,
July 4th.
right? And it's also 2025, so we would not be celebrating the 250th anniversary until next year, right? I mean,
horseradish.
that's kind of the way that I look at
That's
it.
like
I mean,
horseradish.
You do the math. It's 25. It's 76. We're not there yet to celebrate the 250th birthday of the United States of freedom. But by God, let's do a parade up a river. And aren't we going to learn? Didn't we learn from that boat in Baltimore last year that you better not hit bridges and things of that nature? The Suez Canal thing that got stuck 2 years ago, and we blame that for everything that was taking place for about a year. And then you've got this big mast of it. There were people on that mast, lit on fire.
It was daytime. Tell you, the bridge came out of nowhere at night. The Brooklyn Bridge is lit up. Brooklyn Bridge, probably one of the most identical or most identified bridges there are. Golden Gate, Brooklyn Bridge.
Here comes a bridge. It doesn't look like we're going to clear it, Jim. Go for it.
Look out, Jim.
Look out, Jim. It's a bridge. Ah!
And then you got
and all these people are on these masts
That's what
holding
I'm saying.
hands and what the hell?
I think that was Chris Columbus coming back to get his holiday back. Take away my Monday.
I mean, my God, I've never seen anything like that in my entire life. That was weird.
And then Sunday was perfect. PGA Championship Sunday. Game 7. that failed us all.
2 Game 7s, 2 turds.
Yeah, just the sad trumpet sound. That Oklahoma City Thunder game and Nuggets game, terrible.
Terrible.
Didn't need to watch the second half. It was like, at one point, it got to like almost 30. I think it was 30.
It was at one point, yeah.
And the Royals won.
And the Royals won. Hey, got to win yesterday.
But hey,
finally.
guys, it is happening. It is officially happening. We are starting to see the process of the wheels turn as we dive into this show. I want to come back, though. When we get back, I want to say what Nikola Jokic said, because what he said is what we'll all be doing, because Caglione is on his way to AAA in Omaha. We'll dive into that on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Vernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, guys, it's Dusty Likens. How you doing? Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off, no big deal, but then it happened again and again and again and then again. Now you know it's a problem. Erectile dysfunction is the intimacy destroyer. Research shows that men can draw apart from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The condition can cause stress, anxiety, and even depression. Even worse, a man's partner can start to blame themselves when the ED becomes a problem. How many guys out there have mediocre sex life? It's just good enough, or it could be really good. Maybe the pills are just working okay, but they could be better. There are a few things more wonderful in life than intimacy. But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have a devastating effect on a relationship. Heartland Men's Health has treatments with success rates well over 99%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. So schedule a visit with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99, and it includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work, your in-office visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, I'm talking to you guys, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations, as always, to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, and their new office in North Kansas City. So go visit my people at Heartland Men's Health today.
I'll tell you what, my friends over at Golden Oak Lending want to make sure that you're in the right financial spot. How do you find that out? Well, you got to take their free mortgage checkup. It is risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a simple conversation with the good folks over at Golden Oak Lending. You tell them about your financial situation and where you are in life, and then tell them where you want to go and what you have coming up. Maybe you've got weddings coming up. Maybe you've got, college tuition coming up. Maybe you just got to take money out to pay off some credit card bills. Whatever your situation, Golden Oak can help you get there. And with Golden Oak Lending, the average cash out customer saves $1,104 per month. And when you finance with Golden Oak Lending, refinance, I should say, with Golden Oak Lending, you'll go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So you'll have all summer to not have to worry about paying that mortgage payment. And then when the kiddos go back to school, then you start writing those mortgage checks again. But right now, take that free mortgage checkup. Like I said, it is absolutely risk-free. You do all the talking, they do all the listening, and they try to get you in a plan that works great for you. If they have something that's better than what you're currently in, they'll let you know that. And if they don't, they'll let you know that as well and never put you in a mortgage that doesn't work and is not better than what you currently have. Check them out at goldenoaklending.com, or better yet, have that conversation today. 913-890-GOLD. And let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Honey, our new James Hardy siding from Powell Exteriors KC looks so good. Our house went from worst to first. The neighbor waved at me today with her whole hand. I'm ready for phase 2 of our home transformation. Let's call Powell about that new deck. They're offering financing at 0% for 18 months on everything. You should call today at 816-656-1160 or take another look at their stunning work on powellkc.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Start your new chapter with a bang. Whether you're celebrating your upcoming graduation or getting hitched, Centerfire has a shooting experience for you. We're the only 5-star indoor shooting range in KC, and our staff will make your shooting experience one to remember. We have a bachelor party and a full auto experience that'll get your blood pumping. From new shooters to seasoned vets, our professional staff will create a one-of-a-kind experience for you. Visit CenterfireShootingSports.com to book online or come in and try one on today.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you think home insurance, you think boring and complex, right? Wrong. Allstate is now changing the game with our new and improved home insurance. And it all starts with a simplified shopping experience. Our latest online quoting tool gives you confidence in not only knowing you have the right protection, but our lowest price too. So check Allstate first. For home insurance that's better than ever, you're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings and prices vary. Coverage subject to terms, qualifications, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Brought to you by Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Visit ClimateControlKC.com. Climate Control has been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle the scorching hot summer. Schedule your AC system tune-up for just $59. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. On the Missouri side, checking 49 northbound. No delays from Belton to 470, and 71 northbound moves well for the Grandview Triangle into downtown. It's spring, time for yard work and watering. This month, Connolly Plumbing Solutions is offering a replacement outside faucet with access for only $399. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com or call 913-768-7676 to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
We'll see. But from now on, like next couple of days, there's going to be a lot of beer probably.
Tell him, Joker, your season's over. You got nothing to prove. You could retire tomorrow and be a Hall of Famer.
We will see, But from now on, like next couple of days, there's going to be a lot of beer probably.
So there we go.
How's that any different than what he normally would have done?
I feel like he's one of those like no booze during the work season.
Do you?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
he? Okay. Right.
I feel that way, like method actor type. But Sunday was a couple beers, man, because the announcement that took over the world, a rough weekend for your boys in blue, right?
Weekend.
St. Louis came to town, slapped you in the face Friday, was there. Great game, great time, great weather, great atmosphere, terrible result.
Yeah.
Saturday, the game is, if you blinked Saturday, like Spectrum was out the entire game, didn't even see it, followed on my phone, but it was over in like 2 hours and 10 minutes, 1-0,
Yep.
game over. Sunday, at least they got a win. They got a W. And then the big win for the fan base was a huge win for me as well. The announcement of Jack Caglione will be promoted to AAA. Woo. So we're there, boys. We're at that point, right? And I got to thinking to myself about what Bob has said, what Vern has said about patience, and that in reality, it's not necessarily the greatest thing if he does come to the major leagues because something has gone wrong. Something is catastrophically wrong with this team. You've lost your 2 and 3 pitchers for now.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Not only did you lose games over the weekend, but you lost Reagans and Lugo. Now, they're not too concerned,
Right.
which is the good thing about those guys being injured. And I was talking to somebody yesterday, said, how concerned are you? Not at all.
Right.
So that's a sigh of relief. But this is now the second time Reagans has had that groin injury. It feels like that's going to be one of those things that we're kind of dealing with all season long, right?
And you're at the point now where it's like, okay, Do we shelf this guy for a month and give him 2 or 3 starts off?
Yeah.
And let him just get that thing right?
But with the way that Cameron guy's pitching, why the hell not, right? I mean, now he's had 2 good games.
So sad to see that start get wasted.
Yeah.
And I mean that because it was a great start.
It was a fantastic start.
And 1-0. So the offense is down bad.
Yep.
Your 2 pitchers are down. Now, I know Lugo's was like a finger strain. So either nicked it on something or like something happened to where he'll be fine. But the move to AAA, he's played right field. That is a sore spot in your lineup. That's a sore spot in your fielding as well. I mean, I know Renfroe, whatever.
Hey, Renfroe's the reason they won yesterday.
Hey, man.
Way to go, Hank.
And so now you're seeing the process, and you look at it and you're like, okay, well, they could definitely use a bat. He did everything he was supposed to in AA. I think, and some. I think he exceeded expectations. Not only that, we talked to Ned Yost on, Thursday, and he's like, yeah, as soon as I get done with this stuff here in Kansas City, I'm going straight to Arkansas and watch Skid play. So he plays in front of Ned.
How long did Ned watch him play for? Like 3 innings? He goes, all right, we're good here.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably watched him come out of the dugout and said, that's the, okay.
Yeah, I've seen this guy in spring training. Took a couple of hacks against some AA pit. We're ready to go here, JJ.
Right.
What are we wasting our time
And
on?
they all came out and watched him. JJ was there. Some other people were there. The move to AAA, it's there. He was in AA for maybe a month and a half. They started their season April 7th. He got promoted on May 18th. You have a date where you think that there could be a possibility we actually see him on the Major League roster.
Well, I don't know that we'll see him, but June 11th is the date to keep in mind. That's when the clock stops ticking. And so that's when you don't lose that year of eligibility that teams are so cautious about, when they bring up these minor leaguers. But, if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. I wouldn't look at that as a date, especially with the 27 situation happening in the collective bargaining agreement, probably going to be changed from the way we currently know it right now. And that's also part of the other, situation that we're in is that you've got a good team right now. The possibility of a work stoppage or that collective bargaining agreement changing drastically after the 26th season should weigh on the minds of everybody in baseball right now. They should operate like we're done after 26 of the way we currently know it, because I do think we are. And so if this kid gets ready and it's July or it's June, 10th or something, a day before, maybe you keep him down. That's a bad example. But if he goes down to AAA and just destroys AAA pitching over the next 3 weeks, then maybe you do decide to bring him up early, because you have to be able to balance. And this is the tricky situation. I don't know if he's the savior of this ball club at all. And counting on a guy who just got promoted from AA to be the savior of AAA would be fool's gold on our part. But you also have a lineup that can't hit themselves out of a wet paper bag at this point in time, right? It's this past weekend, I think, was the like, okay moment. Like, all right, it's time to turn this thing around offensively, because you're still getting great pitching performances no matter who is out there for you, whether it's Cameron or whether it's Reagans or whether it's Lugo or Waka or whoever.
Boobalicious.
Yeah, Boobalicious. Like, you're getting great pitching performances, and you have to start capitalizing on it, because Detroit's already run away with this division and hid, right? I mean, they're like 32-15 or something like that. Like, seriously, like, they have run away and hid with the American League Central Division. So now you have to start thinking about wild card. And Cleveland got swept by Cincinnati over the weekend. Minnesota lost one time since, I don't know, they won 13 in a row. For God's sakes, the damn Minnesota Twins coming out of nowhere now. And so now you're battling against, the Yankees, the Red Sox, all those other teams for that wild card spot right now. So you've got to find a way to get some offense. Is Cags the answer? I don't know that Cags is the answer to be your offensive juggernaut, but he's making them feel like they got a decision to make now. And it's going to be very interesting to see what he does at AAA, but June 11th is that date, from what I've been told, where if you are called up before June 8th, you gain a year of service time. If you're held back to like June 12th, then you don't get that year of service time, and it keeps your arbitration eligible another year. And so we've gone this far, we might as well wait until that date happens. But if we run into a situation where injuries mount up or nobody's hitting and this guy's dominating for a couple of weeks, what the hell, see what he can do. But again, I think he's down in AAA, and he's kind of like that Christmas gift that you hid in the closet in July. You just kind of wait for Christmas to get here before you bring him up. But nonetheless, I mean, the excitement abound, because this kid is now in AAA, and he's getting that much closer to coming up to Kansas City and being a reality here.
Yeah, because he's in the conversation now that is the prospect conversation of, is he one of those cannot miss guys? Because you had Bubba Starling, it didn't go the way you wanted it to. I know MJ is somewhat of a product of that because of the number of home runs he put up that year in AAA, where you look at it and you tell yourself, okay, I know he's not going to hit 47 home runs in the big leagues, but 35 is not a far stretch cry. That's 12 less, and it's still 35. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Bobby, everything that Bobby was promised, like Bobby's Jon Snow of Game of Thrones. He's the prince that's promised. Like, this is a guy, he's done it. He survived. He went through all these steps. He got here. It's worked.
And a total sidebar on that. Look at the two best athletes in town, Mahomes and Bobby Witt Jr., right? What do they both have in common besides Bobby Stroop? They're dads and being brought up in the game, right? And having that background and how vital that is. And the game was never too big for them because they experienced this stuff as a kid. You and I were kind of talking about these guys in the clubhouse and stealing meals, things like that, to go from Capitol Grill when they cater it in and whatnot. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, those are dudes who haven't been there and done that before, right? You got to act like you've been there before. And Bobby Witt and Patrick Mahomes both were there before because they were raised in Major League Baseball clubhouses, with their dads and whatnot. So they understand the game was never too big for them. And Jack Caglione, from what I've seen, whether it be at spring training or Double-A, doesn't look like it's too big for him, at this point in time either. And so you got to keep it that way. You can't let the game get too big for you where you're like, oh my God, that's so-and-so across the way or something like that, because then you'll never have success.
Yeah, 22, 6'5", 250. All those are maybe not well known, but they're out there. And then obviously when we went down there with Cody, Gold, and Drew, meeting him, knowing who he is now as like a person and an athlete, the guy is wise beyond his years. The guy is very cool, calm, and collected, not arrogant, very, very fun, I would say. Very big, bright smile, booming personality, larger than life type of guy, and wouldn't even know it if you met him.
Yeah, and you mentioned staying down for a year or two, which was beneficial. I mean, it really was. Keeping Patrick down for a year, keeping Bobby down for an entire calendar year, a full season of minor league baseball, it really does. It does help you develop who you are as a person and gives you an opportunity to learn as opposed to having to go out there and do. And sometimes sitting back and just learning is better than trying to go out there and figure things out. And so they both had kind of great leaders, with Alex Smith, and then you could say kind of Bobby Witt. But I think once Cags comes up here, I think he's going to be the Eric Hosmer of this ball club. Okay. And what I mean by that is he's going to be the go-to guy in the locker room. He's going to be the leader, the face of this team. Bobby may still be your best player on this team, but Jack Caglione is going to be that Eric Hosmer, that guy that everybody kind of gravitates to and becomes that leader inside the locker room. And Bobby can go out there and he'll do his baseball thing, but when it comes to giving that soundbite, keeping guys accountable, being the kind of the cop of the locker room, if you will, that leader, I feel like Cags has got that personality in him more so than Bobby Witt. And that's not a knock at Bobby Witt at all. That just shows you like how big a presence that Jack Caglione, I think, is going to be once he gets up to this level.
I'm not putting Gordo in Bobby's category of player status, but they were kind of the same, where
very similar.
Gordon didn't talk a whole lot, but when he did, you shut up. And I think that's kind of the same thing that Bobby carries. Like, he doesn't have to, and obviously his aura, his playing ability and style, and where he is like at a level of superstardom, I think speaks for itself. He doesn't have Vinny's the mouthpiece right now.
Correct.
He's the guy that'll go out there and say what everybody's thinking, and everyone kind of has his back to kind of deliver it in the way that he wants to. Sal, obviously the captain who's got everybody. But no, I think people should be, and again, I'm not saying that nobody will, but I think people should root for Cags to absolutely blow Omaha out of the water.
Absolutely.
Because if he does that, then maybe the possibility is you do have that next duo of athletes in Kansas City. And if that works out, because where, Bobby and Pat, their careers, I get it, like they waited behind people, or they took their time to get Bobby up here and really make it look like it was a well-oiled machine before they put it out on the road. Same thing with Pat and with everything that Alex Smith did. Cags playing in college is kind of that different, road. Like they tell you in radio when you get out of college, go to a small town, do everything yourself and build your, resume, and then move back to the big city. That's what they'll tell you to do. Or if you don't do that, you got to start small and you got to take your time and work your way up a ladder. And then eventually the call to the show happens.
Right.
Almost in the same amount of time if you were to go to college in baseball and play for 3.5 years and then get drafted and then go through the minor league system. But I think this is one of those things, man. Like I really do, because I told Spec this about 2 months ago. I said, how many times has a minor league athlete been one of the top 3 storylines of a team? And he's like, Bobby was the last one. It worked out. He goes, there might be somewhat of a chance that this kid could be a generational talent. Again, I'm not saying that he's going to come to the big leagues, hit 55 home runs this year, 340, but This team is in dire needs of a jolt of lightning in that lineup, and this guy is a jolt of lightning of a personality, and he's got a lot of jolts in those baseball bat and those swings.
You remember Jolt Cola back in the day?
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that had like 37 tablespoons of sugar in one can or something like that.
Man.
That's kind of what the Royals need. I mean, they do need that jolt right now because the pitching still is there, man, and you're still absolutely out-dueling people, and you're not getting that jolt you need from the offense at this point in time. And that's why the weekend was so upsetting, is because for the most part you had good pitching, right? For the most part you had good pitching, and you weren't able to do anything offensively. Even yesterday with that win, we were sweating that thing out with a 2-1 type of game. You just didn't know what was going to happen. And so they need to find ways to start blowing some of these games open. I know you were kind of dialed into Sunday Night Baseball for a while. When did the game get blown open? Finally in the 8th inning when Bellinger hits the grand slam, right? Who's that guy for the Royals that's going to come up and break a game open? We really haven't seen that this year. And is it going to be Jack Caglione? The only issue that I have with him coming up is I don't want us to be in the way of Jack Caglione being able to get the job done at the big league level, because I know how we are as fans. Everybody's this way. This kid gets called up, the pressure's going to be on him. And I do think at this point in time where this major league club is from an offensive standpoint, terrible time to bring up Jack Caglione. Go trade for a major leaguer. Let that guy get inserted into the lineup. Let him handle the pressure. And then when the offense starts clicking, then bring Jack Caglione up. Because I don't want this guy to be looked at as, oh my God, he's got to save this team, because that's the way we're going to do it. Because I don't trust us as fans. It's the way we react to everybody, right? We thought Bubba Starling was going to be this magical guy, and he never was. We all have these prospects over the years we think are going to be these magical guys. So if you can bring him up and insert him in, just like they did with Patrick Mahomes, right? He never really had to quote unquote save the franchise. They were winning when he came in, and then he took them to the next level, you know?
Correct. Yeah, that's good. It is Monday. You got an overreaction for today?
I do.
Okay.
I don't
Knicks
know if it's
are winning at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to rub it into Mac's little face today that the Knicks won and the
He's had
Celtics
time.
lost.
That game was over 6 days ago?
Yeah, I know. It was on Saturday, middle of the afternoon. He probably doesn't even remember the Celtics playing in the NBA playoffs this year. But for me, I'm going to overreact, and I am going to say that Angel Reese has the opportunity to become the least liked athlete in the history of American professional sports. I mean, already one game into the WNBA season, and we're already starting to see sparks fly with that rivalry with Caitlin Clark. Like
So
she tried to
the
fight.
Sky, not the Sparks.
I know. I thought about that after I said that. The sky is already falling.
There you go.
And everybody has a fever, and the only cure is more Caitlin. And she drops a triple-double the other day, right? And has an unbelievable performance, and then Angel Reese tries to fight her on the court. And I just think, you're going about it the wrong way, Angel, man. You have the opportunity to be the second best right now, kind of the running mate to Caitlin Clark. Embrace each other. Do this thing together. Go hand in hand. Dominate the WNBA. Dominate the sports world. And yet she doesn't do it. Trying to fight Caitlin Clark? Come on. And then Caitlin just walked away like it was no big deal, which was
awesome.
a baller move by Caitlin Clark, right? I mean, she just walked away. Oh, hi, how are you? What's your name again? Type of thing. And the more that Caitlin Clark does that, I think the angrier that Angel is going to get. And I just think by the time this is all said and done, instead of embracing this moment and being her running mate, she's going to end up forming a antagonistic relationship, not just with Caitlin Clark, but with the rest of the WNBA fans as well.
I kind of want her to continue to be the heel. I think that, and I'm not trying to...
Yeah, that's fine.
But, to take the other side of your conversation, I like that point that you made with Caitlin Clark, because I thought that Saturday was great, because we said this yesterday, on the show last week. Well done, WNBA. 2:30, no NBA to deal with. Here's our biggest star against her biggest rival, and we're going to make it available for you to watch. And they didn't disappoint, right? So before that play, there's a play where Angel Reese actually pushes somebody. No one really saw that. So then Caitlin kind of gave her the little, push, walked away, did her thing. But the running mate with Caitlin will be Paige.
I think you're probably right about that.
They'll be the good girls. And then Angel Reese just has to go find her running mate.
Yeah.
And there'll be one, because this sport is growing and personalities will come with it. And then you build your league. And then you got your bad girls, you got your good girls. You got people that want to root for both, and you let it flourish that way.
But it's been great drama, right? There's
For
like
sure.
we're talking
Keep it going.
WNBA. If we're not having Angel Reese develop into one of the least liked athletes in America, we're probably not talking about the WNBA like we are right now. But it is very WWE. You're developing your characters right now. And you could say this is probably the second incarnation of the WNBA, like pre-Caitlin Clark, right? Wasn't very popular. Nobody's calling and saying that the WNBA was the most popular sport.
BC.
Caitlin Clark got here, right? Again, before Caitlin. Absolutely right. BC and AC, right?
Yeah.
And now you're dealing with a completely different league with one of the most coveted athletes on planet Earth for endorsements for kids, for everybody. I mean, hitting shots all over the place. Like, she's remarkable. This is like WNBA 2.0. And so they're starting to establish the characters, you know? You've got your hero in Caitlin Clark. You've got your villain in Angel Reese. Everybody's going to kind of fill in. And, you know, that's what you want. Like Major League Baseball. Learn from the WNBA. Create your cast of characters. Create your hero. Create your villains. Create your positive people, your negative people, and it all blends together. The NFL's done a great job with that, right? We've got our heroes, the Kansas City Chiefs, the villains, everybody else.
Or outside of Kansas City, strike that, reverse it.
Exactly.
That's exactly right.
The rest of the world.
But Mahomes, like, who is the biggest villain in the NFL? Because it was easy. It was Belichick for all those years, right?
It's the man with no team.
Is it the man with no team? Is it Aaron Rodgers? He's the villain of the... Because Mahomes isn't a villain. As much as you may not like him, he's not a villain. Right?
I mean, I
he's
don't
not
know
a
what that
villain.
means.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know
somebody
what that means.
you're not rooting for.
I think a lot of people are rooting very hardly against Patrick Mahomes.
But they're not
despise
rooting against him because they
sports hate
don't.
him.
They sports hate him, but they don't hate him. I think there's genuine hate for Angel Reese. I think there's genuine hate for Aaron Rodgers. I think there's genuine hate for certain people that have played sports. Alex Rodriguez and guys like that. Barry Bonds. There was genuine hate. Roger Clemens. There was genuine hate for Roger Clemens.
Juan Soto this entire weekend.
Yeah, this entire weekend, Juan Soto.
He's
Right?
getting booed.
And he didn't perform either. So I don't necessarily think it's sports hate with Angel Reese and Aaron Rodgers. I think it's like personal hate with a lot of people too.
I think the overreaction I have this weekend is that Scotty Scheffler will win a career Grand Slam before Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth missed the cut this weekend at the PGA Championship. It was the one title that he does not have in the majors. He's got 3 out of the 4. Could have career Grand Slammed it this weekend. Did not miss the cut. Scotty Scheffler, now 3-time major champion, twice at the Masters this year. Another epic performance when he ran away with the competition.
Just think a year ago, that guy was arrested. He's come out great on the other side. Rehabilitation works. What a great job.
Yeah.
Seriously, by the
Really
the prison systems figured out Scotty Scheffler.
Tim Duncan of golf is what he was coined this weekend.
I love that term.
It's great.
It's the perfect comp.
I mean, it's a great comp, and there's nothing wrong with it. That's the thing. People said Tim Duncan was boring, and all he did was have a fistful of rings.
Exactly.
He was unbelievable.
Just the fundamental man, like
Mr.
Scotty
Fundamental.
Scheffler. You watch him, but yeah, I think that's my overreaction. That he will win the career Grand Slam. Needs the U.S. Open and then the Open, and then it's over for him. And they are the last 2 majors left.
Well, maybe he can win them both this year and call it a day, right?
I mean, that'd be nuts.
Yeah,
dude.
let's go.
3 majors in one season.
Jeez.
Tiger did the career Grand Slam wraparound. So he won 4 in a row
incredible.
just in 2 different years.
Speed,
your
missing the
overreaction?
cut. That sucks.
Yeah, it did.
Mine
I
would be
guess.
dynasties are better for the NBA. This will be 7 years of 7 different championships. Before this, since 1977, there were 7 teams that won 77% of the championships. So I think that if you look at the NBA history, the 70s were terrible for the NBA. The 80s was the Celtics and the Lakers. The 90s was the Bulls. The 2000s was the Spurs and the Lakers. The Warriors then in the 2010s. The NBA is searching for that next dynasty and tangentially the face of the league. They need it.
One thing in common that all those teams had a face of the league.
Yep. Everyone was the face of the league at one point.
No doubt.
My friend
Besides
Paul
maybe
worked
Tim
with a
Duncan.
guy named Richard Face. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. The guy worked in Brighton, England. His name was Richard Face. He sent me emails with the guy's email address.
Fantastic.
I say dynasties are good for all sports.
I think,
Yeah,
so,
I think
too.
so, too.
You got to
You're right.
have that team that everybody strives to be and to beat. Because the dynasty ultimately becomes the villain, right? Everybody wanted to
100%.
beat the Chiefs. But, I mean, not because of a negative. They just want to beat the Chiefs because they're the best. I think you have to have that. Yeah, I like the dynasty thing. I think the Knicks are on their way.
Oh, my.
GG's, Bob.
Yeah. The Knicks do have a potential new super fan. Timotei might. Can he surpass
He's the man.
Spike? Can he?
No.
Okay.
I think. He's
2.
Yeah, no, he is. But I think
25 or something like that.
I think Spike is like he's grandfathered in. He just had. I mean, he's been there since day one.
I want some new blood in there, like Timothy getting dragged out of that car and just doing life.
Yeah, how about that was fun.
That guy's one of us.
He's awesome.
But until he's on the court like Spike doing all that stuff during the game, and talking trash to Reggie Miller in the middle of a game, like if Timothy Chalamet starts talking trash to somebody in the middle of a game like Spike did with Reggie Miller back in the day, then maybe he will supersede him.
Let's get Tyrese's dad back in the arena.
There
Let's
you
get
go.
Chalamet and Mr. Halliburton.
He just shows up to the Garden dressed as his character from Dune with that thing in his nose.
Yes. Yeah.
Where you at, Mr. Halliburton? Sit down. Remember, I can read your thoughts.
But I don't know that Chalamet would do that. He's too busy with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Spike Lee's in the middle of it all. That's what I like about it.
That's true.
And Tracy Morgan's just Ralphing on the court. Coming up on the other side, A.J. Brown said something. He's pissed about the cost of haircuts. What's something that you are never going to understand why they cost that much? We'll discuss on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan. You're out for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
Hey, well, yo, man.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, today may be the last Bar League Jeopardy for the summer over at Foaling, but I'll tell you what, they've got a lot of great things coming up, not just Bar League Jeopardy. Today is the last day for that, so grab your team of 6 and go on down to Foaling tonight at 7 o'clock and participate in that Bar League Jeopardy. You're going to have the opportunity to win some great prizes, and you can watch the big games as well, because Foaling has the biggest TV screen that I've ever seen, and a bar that is absolutely phenomenal. They're making up great cocktails, they're serving up great beer selections, and you can foal as well. And coming up this summer, they're going to have all kinds of fun stuff. Friday, May 30th, 7 p.m., they're going to have a foaling doubles tournament, and they're going to have cash prizes available for that as well. Teams can be co-ed or not, any combination of 2 people, and they encourage spectators as well. Plus, they're going to register as well right now, and it's open for foaling doubles nights during the summer as well. Matches will be on Wednesday night for 7 weeks. So check them out at foalingkc.com. And if you don't know what foaling's all about, it's football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. You're going to throw those footballs at the bowling pins, knock them down, re-rack, do it again, and you're going to enjoy their great beer selection, and you can cater your own event as well. So reserve that lane at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and get your foal on.
Doug.
Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with confidence with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning, life, and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. No application fee if you apply by May 30th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, to check you have your phone first, before the cab pulls away.
Hey, thanks, man. No, wait, my phone! Come back! It's got my boarding pass, credit cards, phone numbers, my life! Come back!
Checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger, who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Real Stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then. 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Robsite Ford. Non-commissioned staff, low prices, best trade-ins, and the biggest selection. Visit robsite.com.
Shopping for a new Ford? Go where it's easy. Robsite Ford. Non-commissioned staff, huge trade-in values, and Kansas City's top-rated Ford dealer. Robsite Ford. ROBSIGHT.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 70 westbound starting to slow from Van Brunt over towards 27th Street as you enter a construction zone that takes away the left lane. 71 northbound a bit slow from 75th up to Gregory. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Shout out to the Nike ad this weekend. Did you guys see it? Scotty Scheffler hitting a ball down the fairway. It says best player in the world, ? Underneath it, guilty. Period. Swish.
So Nike's back in the golf game, huh?
Oh, well, they've always been in the golf game. They just don't have the equipment anymore.
Not doing the clubs anymore.
No.
They're not getting back to the clubs, are they?
No.
So they got some slacks and some shoes and some gloves and some visors and things of that nature.
Great polos. And
Are they good ones?
Yeah, they mastered the brand.
Okay.
Last year, it was either last year or the year before, one of my buddies was watching a major tournament. Scotty Scheffler obviously was in it. Nike switches on his back left shoulder.
Okay.
My buddy goes, why the hell would they put their swoosh there?
Because you saw it.
And I'm like,
obviously.
Well, we only see golfers from behind
Well,
for most of the broadcast. So, like, what does Nike do? Product placement. Boom, right there on the left shoulder.
Absolutely.
Genius.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at the Royals and they've got the QT logo. Notice where the QT logo is on the players. It's on the arm where they're batting, whatever their front arm is. If you're a lefty, it's on your right arm. And if you're a righty, it is on your left arm. And so when you bat, it's right there in front of you so everybody can see that. Yeah, so it is. It absolutely is product placement. And it's smart. If you're doing it the other way, then you're not getting your money's worth out of the deal.
Yeah. But you sent an article because I thought I was going to say something completely different because it looked like on my phone, A.J. Brown upset. And I'm like,
right. Oh,
this guy was just talking about how he loves Philadelphia.
Well, that was last week.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all of a sudden, like, is he mad? He's like in Philadelphia? Is it like and then it's now he's extremely mad that haircuts cost the price that they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he can't get over the inflationary cost of the haircut price, right?
Yeah, like also doesn't he have like a team barber?
Well, you do, yes, because I've seen the team barbers for certain teams. I've been in there when they're cutting the hair in the Royals side of things, and the Chiefs side. Yes, a lot of the times they do bring in the team barber, but if you don't, maybe the team barber's charging them $75-$100. And if I'm the team barber for a team, sorry, that's what I'm doing as well. I'm not coming here for my health,
Because how much does your haircut cost?
Mine is about $25 I pay
yeah.
for my haircut. Yeah. I mean, I go to a friend of mine who cuts my hair. She's been doing it for 20 years,
Right.
but it is what it is. But
Yeah, mine's, I mean, with tip, it's total, it's like $30.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I've been going to the same guy for the last 15 years.
Right.
So it's just,
it is what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, but he was like, "Whoa, I can't believe the price of a haircut is absolutely expensive." And I was like, "There are certain things that you just can't accept that have moved up in price, right?"
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like
eggs were wild for a while.
Eggs for a little bit. Yep, blew everybody's mind about that. For me, it's always been the 59-cent Big QT. Like, where the hell did that go? Why don't we have the 59-cent drink anymore at Quick Trip? I know it hasn't been that way probably in about 20 years, but I remember every summer you would walk in and they'd have the 59-cent 32-ounce drink at Quick Trip. Where is that? Why have they stopped doing that? Like, that's what it is. But for me, I'm like, damn, that used to be 59 cents. Yeah, Bob, before you had children, it was 59 cents.
Fries at McDonald's are $3.59 for a medium.
That's insane.
That's absurd.
I was blown away by that.
Yeah, that is
suckered
crazy.
down, had a little hankering for some fries.
Heck yeah.
Slid through the drive-thru, dub cheese, medium fry. $7.50.
See, that's nuts to me.
I was like, whoa, fries.
The price of fast food right now is the same as going to Chili's. They show it on TV. I mean, when I was in college, the number one at McDonald's was $2.99.
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts.
What's a Big Mac meal cost now?
I bet
$10, $12.
Oh yeah, probably $10. And yours was bigger. Yours was actually a Big Mac. Ours is a small Mac.
Yeah, they've reduced the size of the Big Mac. No, $2.99. I remember back then, and I remember back when I was in high school. Now we're talking 30 years ago. But 99-cent bacon double cheeseburgers at Burger King, brother. Let me tell you about those. Oh my God!
My buddies were all in love with the rodeo burger.
Yes,
Burger
you put a little
King.
bacon. Yeah,
it was like onion rings, barbecue sauce, bacon, and cheese on the little, and they go get like 3 for $4.
Yeah, back in the day, like back in the day too. At our high school, they would give out just free cheeseburgers to Burger King all the time. Oh, you showed up on time. Here's a coupon for a free cheeseburger. You got these awards all the time because Burger King was basically on the campus of the high school, so we would all go down there. Don't do that in between football practices when we had double sessions back in the day. You puke your ass out. It was awful. But
puke your ass out.
Yeah, you did. It was coming out of both ends, man. You eat 3 or 4 double cheeseburgers and go back into a football practice at 2 in the afternoon. You're not doing well. But yeah, bacon double cheeseburgers at Burger King were 99 cents. Add a little barbecue sauce, man. That is fire. Fire, baby. Fire.
Hey, tell you something about that, man.
Exactly.
You're at a rodeo burger.
Let's get into it.
You lash that thing in. It's Ted.
So I'm with AJ Brown. Like, prices, man. Like,
yeah.
Has anything changed in your lifetime, Mr. 26-year-old? Where you're
beef
like,
jerky my whole life, I feel like.
Jerky.
What the hell, man?
It is expensive.
You get 6 pieces. The bag's huge. There's nothing in there. It's all air. It's $20.
Yeah. It is, and you get that little packet of something to make it stay
eat.
moist. Yeah, do not eat or feed to the dog. Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that was poison.
Back when I was in second grade, I wrote a letter to the Lance Potato Chip Company and complained about the air in the bags. Huge case of chips showed up at my front door.
Really?
In college, I wrote every beer company and said their beer was skunk. Beer trucks would show up and drop cases off.
Hell yeah.
It was unbelievable. People were like, what have you done? I'm like, I just wrote letters, man, and here come all these beer trucks. And they're dropping off cases of beer at the fraternity house. I was like, oh my God, the hell did you do? Took some time, wrote a letter. Write a letter to the Beef Jerky Company.
Okay.
See what they tell you. Tell them you're in second grade.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And then send a today picture, and they'll be like, yeah, I guess he is in second
makes
grade,
sense.
right?
Tracks.
But yeah, I mean, a whole box of chips and cookies and crackers and all that kind of stuff showed up. Got to write a letter.
All right.
I was Karen long before there was Karen. This was second grade. I'm like, you get 3 chips in a bag. And it was 25 cents for a small bag of chips back then.
So terrible. 80% air.
Yeah.
913 says, Dusty, get that Mac app. You get free medium fries every time.
It's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, that is.
It's dangerous.
Like putting peanut butter and chocolate in Bob's house.
Yes, it is, man.
What the hell
No
happened to
chance.
Bob? He's like in the basement, everything's dark. He's like a chocolate ring around his mouth. He's like,
Peanut butter.
I got a hold of it. It's like, okay.
I just want to win, Jim.
You're gonna stay down here for a couple days, Bob. We'll let you out here in a second.
Can we get a 59-cent Big Q this summer, please?
Yeah, that's a good promotion.
Send a letter.
I might.
Yeah. Hey, Quick Trip.
Dear Quick Trip. Now you just complain on social media, right? You didn't have to write a letter back then and explaining yourself and being nice.
Somebody from the 913 says you used to get two McDoubles, a medium fry, and a large drink for $5 even.
Damn.
Dude, that meal now is like $11.80.
Easy.
Easy. You get half of what that guy just suggested.
A small DQ Blizzard is now more expensive than a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It was $5.69 last night for a small Blizzard.
I saw those prices recently. We went to DQ a couple of weeks ago, got the mini. It was like $4.69. I'm like, for the mini. Yeah, it's insane.
You got to get a mini for Winnie and just have it be.
I just plain vanilla, right? We went to Andy's the other night, gave the kids money to go get Andy's. I got a peanut butter jackhammer vanilla ice cream with just peanut butter in the middle. Oh, my God. It's so deliciously awesome, man.
Smash.
Jack Caglione was promoted to AAA. We'll dive more into that. Plus, early season predictors on the Chiefs. You are going to absolutely laugh when you see what Fox Sports has for the Kansas City Chiefs in 2025. Here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Kansas City Sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and the boys in blue are rolling along. The season is in full force, and all season long in full force, we're bringing you the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. They're absolutely delicious and pair perfectly with a day at the ballpark. Oh, I can already feel that warm summer weather, and nothing goes better than a Surfside Lemonade and Vodka in Kauffman Stadium all season long for you there. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles, so it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it also at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
If severe weather hit you last year, don't worry, Century Roofing is here. We have extended our free material upgrade sale on all roof replacements to celebrate our 35th anniversary. We'll provide an in-depth inspection to determine if enough damage exists to warrant filing a claim with your insurance company. See for yourself why Century Roofing has been voted Best of Johnson County for the 3rd year in a row. Press the Pillars of Strength, KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the Pillars of Strength.
Memorial Day's here at Hy-Vee's, my one-stop shop for everything for our celebrations. I love heading straight to the meat department for grilling favorites like prime reserve beef and Hy-Vee's famous specialty brats like pineapple or cheddar. And spend more time celebrating and less time prepping with Hy-Vee's full-service catering and ready-to-go meals, including ribs, barbecue chicken, pork, and so many different party trays. And don't forget the adult beverages. Hy-Vee has a huge selection of seltzers, wines, beer, and spirits, all for Memorial Day, only at Hy-Vee.
Let the summer fun begin this week at Hy-Vee. Just 5 days to save big on everything you need for the perfect Memorial Day. Load up the grill with tender Hy-Vee pork ribs, just $2.97 a pound. Throw on some Oscar Mayer hot dogs for the kids, just $1.77. Add party-size Frito-Lay chips, $3.99. Ice-cold Pepsi 6-packs, $2.99. And get the party started. Stock up on all your summertime favorites this Wednesday through Sunday only at Hy-Vee.
Has your home been on the market without success? An expired listing can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around. The Sharp Homes team can give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. You can Google them at Sharp Homes Team or visit them at homesforsaleInKC.com and start packing.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. Call 913-768-7676 or ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. Missouri side, 70 westbound slows past 31st Street, gets heavy and stays slow over towards Jackson Avenue. Construction taking away the left lane. It's spring, time for yard work and watering this month. Connolly Plumbing Solutions is offering a replacement outside faucet with access for only $399. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com or call 913-768-7676 to schedule. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the shows from your phone, desktop, or tablet. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
And welcome into Monday Night Raw. I'm kidding. That's just what I thought was getting ready to happen. I thought Michael Cole was about to bless our ears with some good words from some arena somewhere in the United States of America to give us entertainment. But it is Fesco, Dusty, and back here at 96.5 The Fan.
It's also a big day for Jay Binkley. He'll be celebrating today because on this day in 1935, ladies and gentlemen, the NFL adapted the draft.
Oh.
It's a big day for,
Nice.
for Jay Binkley. He's sitting there going, this is the day, man. This is the day that the Lord has made for me, baby.
Delivers. Caglione gives it a right out to left. Continuing the carry at the track, at the wall. It's out of here.
That man is now in AAA. Jack Caglione got promoted yesterday afternoon or evening, however you want to look at it. Caglione was promoted up to AAA. He'll be at Omaha, and now the real wheels start turning. So we'll get to keep an eye on that. His Omaha debut, May 30th. They'll be in town the 30th, the 31st, and the 1st of June.
Yeah, we actually got on their website last night to see if they're going to be home at the end of June, early July. And they're not. They're going to be in Des Moines, which isn't that far from here, but where we're going to be coming from over those couple of days. It's like, it's not really there. Too bad they weren't in Omaha. We want to go watch, Jack Caglione play. So my wife and I were kind of looking at the schedule the other night, and then it's like the Tuesday that we could do it, it's like noon in Des Moines. I'm like, Tuesday at noon? That's a hell of a time to have a baseball game, but it is AAA, and I think they do play a lot of day games at the beginning part of the week. So, it's exciting times now to go see Jack Caglione because he gets promoted and it becomes realer, if you will, of him getting up to that big league level. June 11th is the date where the clock stops a-ticking, so you don't use a year of service time if you promote him after June 11th. I'm not saying he's going to be ready in less than a month to get up to the big league level. I still think best case scenario is he stays down all year, or if this ball club is really hitting and they're doing good things, then you bring Jack Caglione up. I just don't think, in my opinion, you bring Jack Caglione up now when this lineup is struggling because there's going to be all sorts of pressure on him, and that's just not fair to him to insert him into a big league lineup where nobody's producing and expect him to carry the water because that's just not realistic.
No, and, we'll see what happens. Hopefully he crushes Omaha. Got a really good feeling that I'm probably going to go see him play on the 30th and 31st. Probably going to make that trip. I didn't know it was only 2.5 hours from here. I thought it was a lot further.
No,
never
close.
been to Omaha, so time to buck that trend and go follow our guy and see if the AAA swing is there. Because I was on that website last night. I'm telling you right now, tickets are going. People are moving. They want to go see this kid play. They're on the bandwagon early, and I love it. Furton called this season the sophomore album. He's now in AAA. The debut EP has dropped for Jack in AA. Now it's time for album number 2. And album number 2 can be a lot better than album number 1 if he wants to do it. I hope it does. We'll see if he gets to the Major League roster sooner than later. And then we have a new superstar. The Chiefs, obviously, they continue to do what they have. I saw a graphic this week, and I think I sent it to you guys. It had a early season prediction.
But, it stopped.
Yeah, it just was, it was the setup. It was like how the playoffs would look. Opening weekend. Chiefs, the 6th seed.
That's right, baby. The 6th seed Kansas City Chiefs.
Those Denver Broncos.
Is this with the new playoff format, or is this with the
Yeah.
current playoff format that they have the Chiefs as the 6th seed?
It's the current.
It's the current.
It's today.
So they have the Chiefs as the second to last wild card in the NFL. Are people stupid? Like, I know people have
You know
taken
that
their
answer.
stupid pills over the last decade or so, but it seems like they've gotten dumber when it comes to professional sports. And really, the only way to generate any sort of reaction anymore, in my opinion, anyway, and I think it's been that way for the last couple of years, is to talk dirt on the Kansas City Chiefs. And when you do, we react, and everybody has a conversation. Nobody's talking about this Fox Sports poll and their bracket prediction in the NFL postseason, 18 months away, if they have the Kansas City Chiefs as the number one team in the AFC. But you have them as the 6th seed in the AFC, and then everybody's talking, especially when you have them go on the road to play the 3 seeded Denver Broncos in the first round of the playoffs, because that means they have the Broncos winning the division and hosting the Chiefs in the first round of the playoffs, right? Who thinks that's going to happen?
So they're seeding. This is where it's awesome. Number 1 seed's Baltimore.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
about it. Number
Yep.
2's Buffalo.
Okay,
Fair.
fine.
3's Denver.
No.
You ready for 4?
Yeah,
Colts.
Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts, who today released a story saying if you sell your season tickets, you will be banned from buying season tickets in the future. So you're telling me a team that their own fans have no interest in, that is a battle between A. Richardson and D. Jones for the starting quarterback position. They're going to win that division and be a 4 seed in the AFC playoffs. What kind of crazy pills is this guy on? Because I'd like some. Whoever put this bracket out is a nut job.
I mean, that quarterback competition in that league alone is just absolutely insane. You got C.J. Stroud, stud, right? Good guy.
Stud.
Anthony Richardson / Daniel Jones.
Superstars, right there.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Number 1 overall pick.
And who's the other guy? They got Cam Ward down there, who literally still nobody's talking about. I mean, honest to God. I mean,
for him. That's the best thing that could probably ever happen in his career.
I mean, all these rookie mini camps and everything that's going on, Cam Ward, totally irrelevant. Invisible. Exactly. And you're right, Dusty. It is. It's great for him. But people forgot that guy was drafted. They have no clue that this guy has been drafted by anybody, let alone the Tennessee Titans. And so you got him just kind of floating around out there in no man's land. Everybody's talking Shedeur Sanders and talking about Travis Hunter and talking about everybody else but Cam Ward, the number 1 overall.
Yeah.
It's like almost just a formality that he was going to be the number 1 pick, and then let's get to the stuff that matters. It's crazy to me. But, I mean, I don't know that – I don't know that the Colts are going to be in competition to win that division.
Yeah, and again, this is according to Henry McKenna, the Fox NFL guy.
Hank?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
5 seed, the Chargers. 6 seed, the Chiefs.
Oh, so they got the Broncos and the Chargers
yeah.
finishing better than the Chiefs in the division.
Oh, yeah. And then the Chiefs limp in as a 6 seed, and then the Cincinnati Bengals are the 7 seed.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. But this can't be a true prediction of the future, because on the other side, they have not only the Carolina Panthers as the 4 seed.
I'm sorry, what?
Winning that division.
Yeah. They have Dallas in the playoffs, so we know that can't happen.
Yeah, come on now.
No, they have Dallas. No, on the NFC side, real quick, we'll go back to the AFC, but on the NFC side, early, way too early, Washington, the 1 seed.
Okay.
Rams, 2. Lions, 3. Panthers, 4. Defending Super Bowl champ Eagles, 5. Vikings, 6. Cowboys, 7. But on the other side is the AFC where we focus. Come on.
Like, what is the reasoning? I wish these guys would have to defend this, right? And tell us why you're picking these teams.
So what's more, to you, what's more surprising? The fact that Chiefs are a 6 seed, the fact they have the Indianapolis Colts winning the South?
Well, I think the Indianapolis Colts winning the South. Yeah, because I don't think either is going to happen, quite honestly.
2 teams
right?
jumping the Chiefs.
2 teams jumping the Chiefs.
After a decade of winning that division.
Yeah, but I can see where and why people pick it is because they get tired of it. It's like Chiefs fatigue, and so they just want somebody different. And you have said on record that you think Denver's going to have the best defense in the league.
Yeah,
Let's go what they did. They got a good quarterback, good coach, right? Like it's adding up there, but usually you can take a step forward to take a step back, and then you'll have that big jump, in professional sports. The Chargers are everybody's love child, right? I mean, my God, everybody loves the Chargers. So
cocked and ready to rock.
This happens every year, so I'm not surprised that they picked the Chargers over the Chiefs in this situation.
And if Worms had machine guns.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, like, he's going to turn that guy into a so everybody buys all that BS that they peddle every year out in San Diego. And so the Colts, to me, like, I wouldn't even consider, like, the Colts I would tell don't show up this year. Just take the year off. Like, that's one of those teams that falls into that category of you're best not to play, right? And so that's why I'm surprised by it, because you have Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones, and you're telling me that duo of quarterback is going to win any division?
I don't care if it is the AFC South. Any division, you can't decide between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. Those are your options. That's like having cold oatmeal and lukewarm. Like, you don't want either of those things. Nobody wants Anthony Richardson quit on his team, and Daniel Jones fell down running.
It's like right field, we got Hunter Renfrow or MJ Melendez.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, but at a position that truly matters, you know, a quarterback in the NFL. So that's why I'm surprised about that, because they got two ass at quarterback there in Indianapolis. I mean, the Chiefs stuff is just try to be funny and be the first to predict that the Chiefs didn't win. Yeah, so you can tell your boy, I picked the Denver Broncos and look what happened. So I'm not really surprised by that. But, like, I need reasoning, right? Give me the reasoning, because I see why they would pick the Chiefs, but it's all low-hanging fruit that people who don't pay attention to the organization seemingly think is an issue. I guarantee you, whoever that was, Hank Hill or whoever created that bracket on Fox, I guarantee if you ask him why he picked the Chiefs third, he'll have something. They don't have a left tackle. They don't have a running back. All that low-hanging fruit stuff that really doesn't matter. That's what the negators, the anti-Chiefers, that's what they hold on to. Well, there's no left tackle. Actually, we have two left tackles, a proven one and a rookie who everybody says if he wasn't hurt, he'd be the best offensive lineman in the draft.
Yeah, he did big.
I like that, though, thinking about it, what they'd say about the Chiefs rather than what they'd say about the Chargers and the Broncos. Because I know what they'd say about the Chargers and the Broncos. I'd really want to know what these national people think about the Chiefs, because most of the time it's pretty far off.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I want to know. Like, okay, great, you put out a bracket. Any nitwit can put out a bracket, right? My child could put out a bracket. The person who designed those Arrowhead renovations back a year ago could put out a bracket, right? It's not that complicated, okay? Frank White could fill out a bracket. I want to know reasoning why you picked the Kansas City Chiefs to finish third. Give me a detailed reason, because if you can give me a detailed reason and we can have a conversation about it, and we can say, I think this, and this, and I can say, well, I think that, fine, that's a conversation back and forth. But just picking them to finish third in the division and not giving a synopsis of why, it's toilet paper.
The only way that happens is if Mahomes misses more than 8 games. That would be my diff. Like, I'd be like, yeah, they're third. Okay. Mahomes is here for the first, half of the season. Somehow got hurt in the Buffalo game and is out the rest of the season, but the Chiefs went 6-1 with him. They won 3 games throughout the rest of the season, snuck in with like 10 wins. They went 10-7. They're the 6th seed. The Chargers and Broncos, they just kept winning. That's the only logical reason I would say that would happen.
Well, yeah, if something goes dramatically
and
wrong,
that's it.
Right? And Andy Reid, I mean, my God, now we've got 17 games on the schedule. The guy averages 11 wins per season. He's going to fall out of bed and win 11 games in a 17-game season, right? And so you've got a situation here that they just do everything better than everybody else. And they've turned every loss that they've had player-wise into something positive. They have figured it out. Even with Patrick Mahomes being out, they still went 2-1 when Patrick Mahomes was out of the line for those years. And it was against like Minnesota and Green Bay and some other teams that they played in that situation. So I don't understand the rationale other than I'm tired of the Chiefs winning. That seems to be the only thing that people have on this team, because their weaknesses aren't weak. Their strengths are stronger than everybody else. And they've got this revenge factor. Like, I really do believe, like, Kay Adams may be the only national person that has any clue as to what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs in a real way. Like, she gets it. With that schedule guy last week, she said, Patrick Mahomes' revenge tour. Like, she understands what goes on. These other blowhards, the Cowherds, the Russos, all these other guys that just out there are bloviating about the Chiefs, they're ignorant. They don't know what's going on. They don't do their homework. Kay Adams may be the only one on the national level who actually does her homework and has a clue with this team.
I know that I'm hard. No doubt about it. Tim Duncan apparently plays golf, plus Jack Caglione goes to AAA, and we get into one word with Mac Morey on the other side here in Fesco and Dusty on 96.5. The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
I'll tell you what, I love sitting outside lately because there are no mosquitoes. There are no ticks. There are no fleas. The dog loves it. I love it. Everybody loves it at our house. We're not out there swatting those bugs away, and that's because my friends over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control put up that mosquito dome, and man, it has been beautiful the last week or so, just sitting outside, not having to worry about getting eaten to death. And
it's great for our dog as well because we don't have to worry about checking her for fleas and ticks and all those nasty bugs that may jump on her because our lawn is protected and ready to go all spring and summer long with that mosquito dome from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And they've got our front lawn and our backyard and our side yard looking great as well. They put down the fertilizer. They prevented all the dandelions from growing out there, and the lawn finally looks the best that it's looked in the 12 years that we've lived there. They even came out and tried to find our sprinkler system the other day, and they did. I didn't even know we had that. That's how great these guys are at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. And you know what? They're college-educated professionals, and they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And if you mention this ad, you'll get up to half off your first application. So don't wait. Visit them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GiveMeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Bundle Deal Days at AutoZone.
Well, I do need a bundle of things.
When you bundle, you save.
Do I save if I bundle oil with an oil filter?
Save up to $12 on that bundle.
What about brake pads and rotors?
Bundle those and the brake pads are free.
Can't save more than free.
You can save on hundreds of deals during Bundle Deal Days. Ends June 2nd at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Duralast brake pads only.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, where our testosterone therapy can help you sleep better, improve your sex drive, give you better gains in the gym, and more. Please take a moment and listen to how we help this patient.
Hi, my name is Matt. I've been a patient of Heartland Men's Health for over a year now, utilizing their low T treatment. I woke up one day and realized that I was twice the guy I used to be, and my energy was half of what it was. I made the decision to come into Heartland Men's Health just wanting to feel better and trying to find a solution to why I was tired all the time. And the results that I've gotten brought me back to being myself. It brought me back to being the best spouse I can be, to being the best father I can be. Any of my friends that ask me, they see me, they're like, you're a different person, or they're like, what are you doing? Guys, if anything I've said today resonates with you or makes you think that this might be a good place for you to come get checked out, meet with a specialist here and get your life back on track and feeling better.
Thank you. It's true. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain, with over 50,000 satisfied patients. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain gone. What they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in their achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side 70 westbound slows from Van Brunt or a little before over past Jackson Avenue with construction taking away the left lane. Lee Summit US 50 westbound slowing from Chipman up to 470. Alan Carr 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Diving right back into it. Royals tonight, 8:45. Sorry, Vern. But at least
late game.
At least you can join our show today and not tomorrow, where you have to get up really early after being up all night. Royals on the West Coast. They visit the San Francisco. Now I just want to listen to the Birds. But they visit the Giants. So, boy. You gotta stick that one out, Bob. Tonight, you gotta.
No chance. Okay, go to the West Coast. Sorry, man. Lights go out. Figure out if you won in the morning. I'm not going to be shy about that.
Yeah, no.
We'll see what happens. It's not exactly a playoff game or anything of that nature. So it's a regular season baseball game, maybe an inning or two, and then out. And so
I will ask you this: if Caglio was making his major league debut,
of course, it's a different story. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
No, you got to pick and choose these things.
Right.
A random regular season game in May against the Giants on a Monday, not going to watch. But if at 9:00 at night, I'm saying. But if Jack Caglione's making his, absolutely, you force yourself up for that one. No
Does
question.
anybody want to throw a dart at a date just randomly? Of Caglione making it to the major leagues?
April of next year. I'm still going to go with April of next year. I still think that's the one that makes
your dartboard.
No, I know, but I feel like, gosh, unless they start hitting and he can just be inserted in the lineup and be a guy and not have to be the guy, because I just don't want him up here if this team's not hitting. I just don't think it's a fair situation for him to be thrown into, because we can't control ourselves as fans, and we will have these uncontrollable expectations for this guy, and that's just not normal. So they need to go out there and make an addition outside the organization. Just let this kid play an entire year in the minors like they do. You think he's going to be a better player than Bobby?
No.
Okay. And Bobby had a full year in the minor leagues, right? He's arguably the best player in baseball. So
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with Jack Caglione spending a year down there, a full year in the minor leagues.
I'll say July 17th.
Yeah, I was going to say 6 weeks, so it's a little past that.
Yeah, I'll say.
Or no, it's a little before that.
Because I believe that, and I'm biased right here, fanboy. So I'll admit it. You're a fanboy. Thanks, Jason. I think that he's going to continue this sort of hitting in AAA. We saw a lot of it in spring training. AA, it was a joke to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the numbers were insane. Led the Texas League in RBIs. Gets the call up to AAA. I think he's just going to continue it. And I do get your point of he's not Bobby Witt Jr. Getting choked up over here. And he's not Bobby Witt Jr., but he doesn't have to be.
No, he does not have to be at all.
Bobby
Absolutely.
paved the road so that, Bobby walked so Jack could run.
Right.
Right. And I think that's what he can be. And he's never going to be that type of superstar. I don't think so. But he will be a superstar. Bobby is the third best baseball player in the world. And the only two people above him are a guy who's hitting 400 and a guy who's the best baseball player we've ever seen.
That's right.
That's where Bobby's at. So, awesome. And now what Jack Caglione can be is, he doesn't need to be Frank Thomas, but he can go be Paul Konerko. He doesn't have to be Manny Ramirez, but he can be Jim Thome. And that worked out great. Those are Hall of Fame career numbers and all those names that we've just mentioned. But again, like I'm with you as well. I don't want expectations for him to have to come up and everyone think, because I would say that
it's going to be there regardless of when he comes up.
And it's already there.
It's already there.
Because he's a giant of a human. He's a wonderful personality, and he just carries attributes that are not normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when we always tell people, go watch an NBA game in person, you'll be mesmerized because you're like,
go watch an NHL game in person too. It changes your whole perspective on the game.
Right. Watching those guys and all that padding, not only play hockey, but skate. And you watch him play, and you can go watch him in Omaha. He'll be there the 30th. That's when he makes his home debut, 30th, 31st that weekend. And you'll see it. And it's just, you hear the stories, the sound of the bat. We played audio, the sound of the bat, the way he hits it, the way he plays. And it seems that every sort of test he is given, he has passed. Mm-hmm. Spring training, make it till the very end, till roster downs. Did it. AA, prove us that you can hit. Did it. JJ, Ned, George, all these greats with eyeballs are going to come see if you pass the test. Did it. Now you're in AAA. The future is bright. And it's just kind of hilarious how foreshadowing the season can be, where a team can't, like you said, and I've said it, hit themselves out of a wet paper sack right now.
Right.
Can he be the guy that changes that? I don't know. But when Bobby Wood Jr. had that hitting streak and we had Cotrero on the show, he said when one guy starts doing something, it affects everybody. And if Caglione comes up here and is a jolt in this lineup because he's been one in AA and AAA, he's got to nail AAA, I think the same way he did AA, then yes, I do believe it could be contagious. And I think it could be something that, fortunately, maybe with expectations already there, people will just be all right.
Like if this was a year ago and this lineup was producing like it did last year, 4.5, 5 runs per ball game, driving in everybody from third base with less than 2 outs and all that kind of stuff, and producing like they were, I would feel more comfortable with him up here in that lineup last year than I would in this lineup this year, because he's not going to have an opportunity this year to really showcase who he is, because I think he's going to be that guy that a lot of people start pitching around, right? And then he starts chasing pitches and gets, out of sorts and what, how people get impatient in life and whatnot. And so I just think, as long as these guys start turning it around at the big league level and Salvi starts to figure it out a little bit, getting very concerned now, I think more so today, and we'll talk to Vern about it in about an hour, but I'm more concerned about Salvi now than just about anybody on this roster at this point in time. But if guys can figure it out and turn it around and give this kid protection in the lineup, and he can just be a guy and not the guy, like look at, again, and I hate to continue to make the Chiefs examples, but what the Chiefs have done has really can lay the groundwork for all these other sports. And if you're not really following their blueprint, you're probably doing it wrong. When they brought Patrick Mahomes in, they had a veteran guy, obviously, in Alex Smith. But more importantly, when they finally were ready to have Patrick Mahomes come up to the big league level, if you will, and be that starting quarterback, what did they do? They immediately went out and got Sammy Watkins. They gave him that veteran, reliable guy that he knew he could have in his back pocket when he needed a big play. Sammy Watkins was that guy. That was the plan. Obviously, we saw Patrick didn't need Sammy Watkins, but that was the game plan of going in. Jack needs a couple of those guys in the lineup to be hitting, so he doesn't have to go out there and score you 55 points a game, because that's going to be physically impossible. And so that's why I look at next year. Like, no matter when he comes up, there's going to be pressure on him. But if he comes up in the middle of a lineup, again, that can't hit themselves out of a wet paper bag and is averaging 1.9 runs per ball game, the immense pressure on him to be that catalyst, I don't want that for him. I don't want that for us either, because if he doesn't get the job done, then we're all walking around talking about like, oh, what another bust, and I'm not ready for that conversation. I'm not ready to have fans see that. I'm ready for this kid to come up and no situation again is perfect, but a better situation than where this team is right now from an offensive standpoint.
It's like that rookie quarterback who, he could come in and play, but it's not necessarily the best situation, best team. Might as well just have him sit and learn. More detriment could happen if he came in and play. That's kind of your take?
Yeah, I think so.
The Atlanta Falcons and your starting quarterback has gone winless in 5 weeks and thrown 10 interceptions and 0 touchdowns, and Michael Penix needs to start.
And there is that. But that's the difference between football and baseball, right? In football, it's like, bring him up. Let's go. Play right away. In baseball, well, let's make sure you're down in the minors and you get this thing all worked out and you're ready to rock and roll. And so I guess if there was a minor league in football, does Penix make the jump up? I don't know what the answer to that question is. We've never had to be in that situation before, but I think we've been here with Cags before. Obviously, you see a lot of players come up to the big league level and not get the job done. A lot is on them. A lot is on the situation in which they're brought up in. But like I said, I still think the best move for this ball club is to find a bat outside the organization. Who that is, who that guy can be, I don't have an answer for that. I don't think many people do right now. But if you're going to be a playoff team, you still need another big league bat in this lineup on this roster.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
Tom.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is One Word on Fesco and Dusty.
Take it away, Mac Maury.
I love that cut of Michael Scott, man. I was watching The Office again this weekend.
Have you seen the commercial with him and Jim from The Office for...
I don't think I have.
What the hell was the commercial? I was watching it last night, and I'm like...
Damn, I need to look that up. Him and Krasinski?
Yeah. What the hell is the commercial for? Now I'm drawing a blank, but I was watching it last night. I'm like, okay.
I saw a new commercial. I think it was on CBS yesterday, watching the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
There's a new show coming out called DMV.
Oh, I did see that.
It looks like it's kind of themed like The Office.
Like the Department of Motor Vehicle? Oh, that could be good. Who's in it?
Literally, I think it was... Why do I want to say it was Tim Meadows? It wasn't Tim Meadows. But the two people show up to work. The place is completely bonkers. It says, all right, let's do this. And it just says DMV coming soon. I'm going to give it a shot.
Has anybody ever enjoyed their DMV experience ever?
Oh, yeah, I have. One time. When I realized you can reserve your online reservation for your license. And I walked in. The lady said, license plate or driver's license? I said, I have an appointment. She went, oh. See that green cone chair? I was like, yep. She goes, that. Lady gets done with somebody, gets up, goes, next available appointment. I walked like Vince McMahon walks down the ramp, and everybody in the chair rose, looked at me like I was a Richard. I was like, hey, you can do it too.
System, baby.
You don't, I mean, that's on you. If you don't know to make an appointment now, sorry, that's your problem, not ours.
She hit next available appointment. No chance. All right,
I guess the last time I went to the DMV, I got hit on, and my daughter was telling everybody, Dad pulls.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Dad pulls.
I just want to win, Jim.
No doubt.
All right, one word on the Royals this last weekend.
Sad.
Devastating.
It was a terrible weekend. Not only did you lose 2 out of 3, almost lost all 3 games to the Cardinals, barely scored a run. You also lost Lugo and Reagans to the disabled list. Right now, people I've talked to, you DFA'd a guy, which is a good move. That guy's making some cash.
$4.5 million.
So they're eating $4.5 million. That's brilliant. Glass never would have done that. And so I think the Lugo and Reagans thing, I talked to somebody yesterday in the organization, not worried at all. It's more of a precautionary thing at this point in time. But this is the second time now this Reagan's groin injury kind of popped up. And so I don't know what you do in that situation. If you just, like you mentioned it earlier, maybe you shut him down for a month to get it back to where it needs to be, because this Cameron kid's pitching good.
Yeah, it's essentially 3 starts.
Yep.
This was there Friday, pretty close, watched him walk off. And as soon as he came off, is everybody, that hammy again? Is that hammy again? So devastating this weekend, because you let those Cardinals fans come into your house, kick your ass, and cheer. It's so annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. One word, something that's not unfortunate. One word on Jack Caglione being called up to AAA.
Time. It was time.
Okay. It's like, give it time, or it's
no,
time.
No, it was time. It was time. I mean, what more could he have done at AA? It's like me at a Chinese buffet back in the day in college for $5. Sir, it's 7 o'clock. You need to go. I'm like, I've only been here 6 hours.
We literally don't have any lo mein left because of you.
Oh, God. The Chinese buffet behind King Arthur's back in the day was like $5.95. That's the thing that's gone up in price, too. The price of the Chinese buffet.
But at least you can eat your weight and cash in it. You're not just getting 1 or 2 items and you're like, here, sorry, it is what it is. Like, I'm getting my money's worth today.
Yeah, that was always like a Sunday after a night of drinking. You load up on the Chinese buffet, crab rangoon, egg roll. Let's go.
And you had to get home quick. And a little soft serve machine.
Yeah, a little soft serve machine.
Left with a twist ice cream cone.
Legendary.
One word, Jack Caglione, promoted, baby. Like, that's what you need to see. This is the process. This is an actual process that you can trust. unlike stadiums and Joel Embiid, or maybe they're the same thing. This is a process that can be trusted. This is a proven process from spring training to AA to now AAA. If you're a diehard Royals fan, you should be wanting this to absolutely take the ground running and go off into it. He'll have the day off today, then the AAA career will start, and let's just hope that it's fireworks like it was in AA.
Did I see a commercial with Joel Embiid in it yesterday as well?
No, I don't think so.
I think I did.
Yeah.
NBA Final Four is set. We've got the Knicks and the Pacers. Classic matchup going back to the 90s. And on the other side, we've got the Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. One word on the NBA Final Four.
New. No, 3 of the 4 teams have never won a championship, and the Knicks haven't won one since the early 70s.
Yeah, 52 years.
This is for people like, you want something new? This is it. You got new. And you're looking at it and you go, I'd rather have the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, it's because I said something yesterday on Twitter. I said the West Side is Ant versus SGA, and then the Knicks, and then it's everybody. The Pacers are good too. I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying that's the story of what we have in the Final Four of the NBA, and I think that you do hit it on the head right there with the new. Who's the face? Is it SGA? Is it the Canadian point guard that plays for the Thunder that everyone forgets that he's not Team USA, or is it Ant? Is it a little tough guy, We thought the baby was going to be the next big rapper. Didn't turn out, fell short. Is Ant the next big face of the NBA? Got a little bad guy to him, got a little pizzazz, jumps out of a gym, is exciting. Minnesota never won anything.
Nope.
Lost Garnett.
Literally in any sport.
Right. Oh,
Exactly.
Twins.
Yeah.
But the Twins haven't done it since, 91, right?
91.
That's the last championship won in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
The last time they had a winning streak of longer than 11 games.
Oh, was it really?
They just did it this past.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Damn.
Yeah. I love those late 80s, early 90s Twins teams, man. Those were so much fun to watch.
Gary Gaetti, Paul Molitor, Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett was my idol. Fat guy who could run fast. I couldn't run fast, but boy, he was every fat kid's idol.
But yeah, so the final, I'm interested in new is good. I think those are 2 good words because obviously no dog in the fight. He's got the Knicks.
If the Knicks win this thing, is Brunson the face of the NBA, or are we still going to be looking for the new? Why? He's a Knick. They won the championship for the first time in 50 years.
He just doesn't have that.
Yeah, it's
he just doesn't have the, It's like, I don't know. It's like Bobby couldn't be the face of baseball.
I got you. Okay.
He's great. Yeah. He's a stud.
He's just not that guy.
But he just doesn't give you, he doesn't move your needle. Yeah. I mean, mine, but he just hey, it's Bobby Wood Jr. It's like,
yeah,
all right. If Jason Tatum couldn't be the face of the league, I'd be shocked if Jalen Brunson could, to be honest.
Jalen Brown's now injured, too. They say he has a bad meniscus. That
Partially
Boston
torn meniscus.
Celtics team, since they sold it, has gone downhill. It has gone to hell in a handbasket.
It's like you don't get mad at George Strait when you go see him in concert, right? He's going to play the hits, be up there. It's not going to be entertaining. Garth Brooks, though, that's a front man.
That's a
guy you can go. But they're still both talented.
Right.
They're still both great and legacies. But it's like you go to George Strait concert, you ain't going to move, man. He's going to stand there and sing every song that you know word for word. And then Garth's going to go up there and run this way and run that way and fly out.
But both give you exactly what you expected, and it's not a disappointment. I went to Garth Brooks years ago. Not Garth Brooks, George Strait years ago. 3 songs in, he goes, I can't sing tonight. I'm done. Come back next week.
And he did it.
Yeah, we went all hell yeah, he did. Everybody went back next week. Concert started just like it did the last time. And
that's great.
Yeah. I think even Martina McBride came back, if I'm not mistaken. She opened for him. I think they they just hit the reset button and did it the following week. Yeah.
He did a double night, went out there one night, sang, lost his voice, came out the next night. I was like, this isn't what you guys paid for. I'll be back.
It was awesome. It was so I couldn't tell that it was my first George Strait concert, my only George Strait concert, and because he stole my song if it wasn't for breakfast, right?
Of course.
I mean, yeah. If it wasn't for breakfast, he ripped off and turned into if it wasn't for Texas. But it was remarkable. I really got a lot of respect for him that night because most of these singers would just gutted through onto the next, don't care, sorry. You couldn't tell that George wasn't, but he wasn't feeling himself. And he said, imagine if athletes did that. Imagine if pitchers got pulled in the 3rd inning and they had to refund everybody. Come back next time, free ticket.
Yeah. LeBron fouls out. Hey, come back next week.
I didn't give you what I wanted, right?
Sorry, we didn't plan on having a position player pitch. Didn't expect getting beat 14-1. Come back tomorrow. It's on us.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine if sports did something like that where you didn't that would be a great promotion for like a team like the Orioles right now who stink. Hey, if we don't give you what you want and we lose by 3 or more at home, you get a game on us.
Yeah. Free beer, something like that.
Something. No, I think you give them a game on them. There's plenty of tickets to be had. It's not costing you anything. You get them into the ballpark, then they'll buy the beer. You know? So,
true.
like the Orioles lose yesterday 10-4. Hey, we got our ass kicked yesterday. We didn't give you what you wanted. Here's a voucher for a free ticket. Come back another time and give us another chance.
They did do that. They said, our manager's no longer
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
you win.
Fourth worst winning percentage right now in Major League Baseball.
That is one word. That is McMurray, Bob Fesco. Coming up, there is a new NFL playoff format. Are you in or out? We'll explain what it is on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, summertime is upon us. It's the last week of school on the Kansas side, and you're looking for all those great summertime activities to take your mind off of summer, right? You want something fun to do. You want something to do as a family. You want something to do with the kiddos. You want something to do on a date night, something to do with your work friends. Foaling is the answer to all of those questions. Foaling Warehouse KC is a mashup of football and bowling, drinks, and fun. You're throwing the football at the bowling pins. They're set up just like you're going to bowl. You knock them down, you re-rack them, and you do it again. And Foaling has so many great opportunities this summer to have fun. Beginning Friday, May 30th at 7 p.m., they're going to have their doubles tournament, and they're hoping for a big turnout because they got cash prizes. They also have neon beer signs to give away, free Foaling passes, merchandise, and so much more. You can register now at FoalingKC.com. And you can also register for their summer Foaling Double Leagues. It's now open as well at FoalingKC.com. And the doubles matches are every Wednesday night for 7 weeks. So it's time to foal around and find out how much fun it truly is. Girls, guys, anyone can play. And Foaling Warehouse is the place to host private and corporate events as well. And you can bring your own food. You can have it delivered. You can order from there. And don't forget about that world-class bar with the best beer selection in town. So reserve a lane at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com and get your foal on.
Honey, our new James Hardy siding from Powell Exteriors KC looks so good. Our house went from worst to first. The neighbor waved at me today with her whole hand. I'm ready for phase 2 of our home transformation. Let's call Powell about that new deck. They're offering financing at 0% for 18 months on everything. You should call today at 816-656-1160 or take another look at their stunning work on powellkc.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Well, my friend Dawn Sharp is the best in the business when it comes to the real estate world. And if you're getting married, right, that's the start of a beautiful new chapter. But now you may face the dilemma of where you're going to live. My friend Dawn Sharp can help you. From preparing your home for the market to negotiating the best deal on your dream home, the Sharp Homes team with Epic Realty is ready to help you enjoy every step of the way and get that home process figured out. What a better way to start off your new life together by buying a new home. And the Sharp Homes team can give you options as well. If you want to skip the showings and open houses of your current home and go straight to sold, you can do that. Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team brokered by Epic Realty. You can Google them, Sharp Homes team, and see why they are the best, why Dawn and her team are in the solution business. They're going to work hard for you to find a way to accomplish your real estate goals. And the secret is they know how to move homes. They've sold over 150 homes in the last 12 months alone, while the average agent sells 4 homes per year. So visit them at homesforsaleinkc.com. That's homesforsaleinkc.com and start packing.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Going down in the rinse straight.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. fights odor in just one wash, guaranteed.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side 70 westbound, heavy from Van Brunt over towards 27th. Construction takes away the left lane. 71 northbound, off again on again slowdowns from 87th up towards Gregory, and a few more slow spots approaching 55th Street. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Final segment here in the 7 o'clock hour. We'll be with Josh Vernier a little bit later on, about 8:20ish, talking all things Royals, how he survived the weekend, what the Royals need to do on this West Coast trip.
3 in San Francisco, then 3 in Minnesota, right?
Mm-hmm. And then Detroit comes to town at the end of the month. So
that's next week.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already gone.
So
Good Lord.
Basically your equivalent of the NL West in the San Francisco 49 Giants. My dad did a good comparison. He's like, the Dodgers and the Tigers are the same team. The Guardians or maybe he said that we were the Diamondbacks. Because like every team in that division's great. Every team in the AL Central's great. And yeah, Detroit's already almost to 40 wins.
It's nuts. So their Thursday off day, Wednesday day game, 2:45, then Minnesota for the weekend, and then home for the is it home for the Tigers right after that, right?
Yeah, they're here. I think they're here the 30th.
Oh, no, the Reds first.
Okay.
You got 3 games with the Reds, who just swept the Guardians.
That's right.
And then, so you've got 3 against the Giants coming up, break. Then you've got 3 against the Twins, 3 against the Reds, off day. And then you've got the Tigers coming in for that weekend series leading into the beginning of June. This is a bear over these next couple of games. But these teams got to play the Royals as well. Right. But the problem is, are they going to be able to score enough runs? I'm not worried about their pitching at all, right? They've got a great arsenal right now. Best ERA in the American League. Problem is they're not scoring any runs. And so will they be able to score 3-4 runs a game? Because if they do, they'll have an opportunity to win a lot of these games.
Yeah, and should have known the Reds because that's what Vern was promoting.
That's right, yeah.
Dela Cruz and Brady Singer will be in town.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go see a superstar athlete in Dela Cruz and Bobby Witt Jr. on the same night in the same place, I highly suggest you go check out one of those games. And then, Detroit's in town, and we're going to know a lot by the end of May.
Yeah, we really will, right? We will know a lot. This time, I would say not quite this time next week, but next Friday, a week from Friday, we'll know a lot as they get ready to enter into that series against the Tigers after 3 against the Giants, 3 against the Twins, and 3 against the Reds. And again, the Reds are playing better baseball. They just swept the Guardians this weekend.
So the tush push is still tables of conversation. What does she do for a living? Tables. I don't want to hear about the tables. But the tush push is going to be revisited this week for the ownership meeting in Minneapolis or some sort of something that's happening. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're going to revamp that. The Lions proposed a new playoff seating. You in or you out on this?
I'm kind of both.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is I'm both. Yeah, I'm for the new seeding, and what they want to do is basically just seed everybody 1 through 7 based on record. Get rid of if you win the division, you're a top 4 seed. I can get with that if we get rid of the divisions, but they want to use winning the division as that first tiebreaker. And I was looking at something yesterday. Only 35% of games on an NFL schedule right now are divisional games. Once they go to 18 games, which we all know is going to happen, only a third of the schedule will be divisional games. So it's not like they account for a lot of games on the schedule. I talked about this, a couple months ago. I don't have a problem going 1 through 7. Let's just get rid of the division formats and come up with that one true rival that you had. Like it was rivalry weekend in baseball, if you knew, right? Everybody was playing their rival this weekend in baseball. Have that in the NFL. Have it rivalry weekend twice a year where the Chiefs and Raiders, I would say, is your natural rival. That's who I would keep. You play them at home and you play them away. And then the other 16 games, you find a different way to schedule and have some fun with it. That's how I would do it if I was reseeding this whole thing. I just do away with divisions because – I don't know. I mean, after a while, like the division, like I don't care about seeing the Chargers anymore. It kind of gets stale after a while. Yeah,
because this sort of proposal is tabled, so they are going to discuss this again tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah, this could happen.
This could happen. If they want to vote on it. The owners could have voted on this earlier back in March, but again, the talks were tabled until the meeting that is happening tomorrow and Wednesday in Minneapolis. Like you had mentioned, the proposal is basically saying that they don't want to give you a lock-in. They want to do it on record. And I don't know. I'm kind of different with the divisions because my fandom has been brought up because of divisions.
Sure.
And I don't know if it's still the same if it's not there. Like we've had 10 years of dominance in the AFC West and now teams are starting to get better, which is going to make that conference better. It makes me hate the Tigers more in baseball or the Guardians or guys like that because they continuously win this year. And you're like, oh, this division was never this good. Chiefs, we were running through it all these times with Mahomes. Now the Raiders went out and made adjustments. Now the Chargers went out and made adjustments. Now the Broncos have what Mac thinks is the best defense in the NFL, which I don't disagree with. And it's your division. And I don't know. I kind of like it because it brings out that rivalry. And when you don't have that, it's like, oh, I get that game 2 games a year, and that's fun. Whereas with the Bills, I get it 2 games a year. Maybe they got to get their job done in the playoff, but I'm always going to see the Bills in the regular season. But that's fine. That's not the core rivalry. That's a rivalry, but that's not where I consider the core of the Chiefs' rivals to be.
Yeah, and I would say like this, other than this year, this American League Central Division has stunk out loud, right? Like, did you really need to see the Twins? Yeah, last year, recent memory. But for the most part, since we've had the Central Division, it's been about as interesting as this empty piece of paper that I'm looking at.
It's been
right?
the AFC South.
Yeah, and there's my point. Like, if you're in the AFC South, no matter what team you're a fan of, right? Just say you're a Jacksonville team. Do you really need to see Indianapolis, Tennessee, and Houston twice a year?
I was actually about to say that's exactly why you need it, Bob, because you don't care about football. But I know for 6 games a year, I hate the Titans. I hate the Colts. I hate those teams. I'm going to get up for those games. I know Titans fans, they care about this game.
Do they?
Those Colts games?
Yeah, really?
My gosh, yes.
They care about those games?
They care about those games.
Really?
Buck Risey when the Colts come to town. He changed his name from Buck to never mind.
I mean, the Seattle, Arizona twice a year? Do we need that? Do we need, the Rams playing
Arizona?
Seattle
maybe they do. I don't know. I just think if you're going to change the entire playoff format, let's just change the whole thing up, man, and go with something different for a while. The NFL has been great about doing that, trying things, and if it doesn't work, well, we'll switch it back.
They'll still come.
Yeah, and they'll still go to games. Like all of a sudden, if you just said, all right, we're moving to 18 games, everybody has their one true rival, fan vote who you get to choose as your one true rival would be kind of fun weighing in. Who do you think we would choose here? I think it would be the Raiders, right?
No, I think it'd be the Broncos.
You think it would be the Broncos? Maybe that's our Wednesday poll. If you had to choose one true rival, is it the Raiders or is it the Broncos? Because I would go with the Raiders.
Chargers.
Yeah, we could throw them on there, but I don't think they would get many votes.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
So you have your one true rival, and then you have 16 other games, and you make schedule release night lottery-ish, fun, figure it out, where you're drawing names and you're creating games, and because then you have 16 games where you could have different sorts of matchups, and so maybe one year you do want to do a home and home with Buffalo because they're supposed to be good or whatever the case may be. I think the division games limits what you can do from a scheduling standpoint, and if you're going to expand to this playoff format, scratch the divisions, man, and just let's go.
What if we can promise, that's compromise if you have dyslexia like I do, what if we can promise instead of playing your division twice, you play them once? Like what baseball did. Instead of playing your division team,
I don't hate that.
19 times, you play them 11 now.
13 or 11. Yeah, I don't necessarily hate that. And then you alternate every year.
Yep.
The Raiders are here this year, then we're there next year. I don't hate that.
You add 4 more games to your schedule of different teams. Maybe you go play another
division.
Right.
Yeah.
You play the NFC's top.
Okay, I'm in. 100%. Love it. Good idea. Really good idea.
Yeah, I'm still out.
You want those two?
I want those 2 games. Yeah, I think it's important. When you mentioned
that
like
Jets-Dolphins matchup, man, I'm going to tell you what.
Dude, yes, for Jets and Dolphins fans, absolutely.
That
when the
week
Patriots
18
were
game
great.
against the Broncos, it always gets played with the Chiefs starters on the bench.
That 20-year dynasty that New England was, 16-0 every year.
Yeah.
They were scared when they played the Dolphins, even when the Dolphins were winning 4 games, because for whatever reason, it's a rivalry. They have this vibe that happens in Miami's arena. You don't want to lose that culture, that sort of that vibe in the NFL.
I'm just giving you both the best of
No,
both
I
worlds.
agree. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, I like your. I'm in on that. I don't
the
have a
NBA
problem
struggles
with
with this. That's why I don't want to lose in the NFL. The NBA needs rivalries. The NFL has them. They don't want to lose them.
But do they have? But the
WNBA's got a pretty good rivalry.
Yeah, they may have the best rivalry in sports.
It's up there.
That's not a hot take.
It's not a hot take.
It's really not.
It's not a hot take. It may be the best rivalry in professional sports right now. The Sky versus the Fever. I mean, think about it.
I was going. Okay.
Just specifically
individuals.
I was going,
okay, either way, either way you want to do it. Yeah,
but they both are the face of their franchise.
Yeah,
no,
right.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so that's fine. You want to do the player, you want to do the team, but it's a great rivalry where like there's going to be fisticuffs, and they got 5 more of these.
Because Mahomes and Allen don't hate each other.
No, they actually like each other, and that kind of stings.
They're boys.
Right? Yeah, like they're hanging out. At
Mahomes ripped his heart out and immediately went and found him afterwards because he said he had to.
Yeah, I'm
I was like,
sorry.
dang it. I don't know what's worse. They lost to the Bengals. The fact that Mahomes went and helped him off the field. I'm like, you're supposed to hate this guy.
Right, and they don't. So, no, I do. I think that Angel Reese, that Caitlin Clark rivalry may be the best in sports right now. But you could still have those rivals. Because I think the Chiefs' rivals have changed over the years. I've said the division guys are no longer rivals to us. Now because they've gotten better, maybe that changes.
It's gonna be back.
But during most of this run with Patrick Mahomes, the AFC West has not been rivals at all. They've been basically preseason games, and they've been waste of time. The Bengals, the Bills, the Ravens, those are the teams that became your rival. It used to be the Steelers, the Patriots, but those teams aged out and things have changed. Your biggest rival right now is Buffalo. I think your biggest rival right now is Cincinnati to an extent, to Baltimore. They're the ones. Now, if these teams in the West pick up the slack and they make it competitive, then we can have a different conversation. But as we sit right now, those guys out West are far from your rivals compared to where Buffalo, Cincinnati, and Baltimore are.
Locked, cocked, and ready to rock.
Better believe, Jim. He was called up to AAA, the number 10 prospect in all of baseball. Jack Caglione gets called to Omaha. We dive into that, plus a couple of questions from Bob Fesco that one of them, I don't know if I want to hear the question, but I see what it says, and I'm against it, but maybe you are not. We'll get to that on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics have been healing patients all over the United States of America for 8 years, and they have over 50,000 satisfied patients. That sounds like a big number, doesn't it? Everybody's satisfied when they use QC Kinetics. People with knee and back pain, now living pain-free, shoulder and hip pain, it's all gone. And what they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in your achy joints. They're using biological growth factors with robust healing properties carefully and strategically placed right in your joints to give them new life, repairing that old tissue. And the best part is, with QC Kinetics, there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. The patient satisfaction reports are astonishing. Imagine doing all the things you enjoyed this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees, your hips, your back, or wherever. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
We're hiring residential garage door installers at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Join the team trusted here since 1927. Apply today, get a call today. No experience necessary. Paid training for motivated applicants to install garage doors. Hiring bonus up to $2,500. Mechanical, carpentry, or service industry experience is a plus. Good benefits include health, dental, vision, and pension. Earn as you learn to service the best garage door customers in KC. Apply today at overheaddoorkc.com.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with confidence with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state, back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then. 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Robsite Ford. Non-commissioned staff, low prices, best trade-ins, and the biggest selection. Visit robsite.com.
When it comes to buying a car, simple wins. Robsite Ford has the inventory, the trade values, and the non-commissioned team that puts you first. No pressure, just 4.8 stars on Google for a reason. ROBSIGHT.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. East side, 70 westbound, slow from 31st Street in towards Jackson Avenue with construction taking away the left lane. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, it's Cole Riggins, and this is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Royals baseball.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Here on a Monday, gloomy Monday, big nap day for McMorey today.
It's supposed to be clearing up later, though, and then tornadoes may come later tonight. I don't know.
I did see that. Midday blue skies.
We got a tornado watch here.
Right here in the city.
We'll tell you where it is.
What a day to be alive that was.
Oh, God. An all-timer. An all-timer.
Yeah, top three. For sure. And it's not 2 or 3.
No. But yeah, it does look kind of. I don't think you're going to be playing much golf this week.
No. I've lost my game actually, and I've got to rebrand it.
What do you mean?
I don't know, man.
Come up on my knee and let's have a talk about this.
No,
because
I know that nobody cares, but the first time in my life, it's like
you got the yips and you don't know what to do.
It's not necessarily the yips. I know what I'm not doing right, and I've got to fix it.
Stop thinking.
I'm striking the ground before the ball.
See ball, hit ball.
Yeah, very hard to do in golf. And the last 3 rounds have been the same. I've gone front 9 42, not bad. On par to shoot 84. I'm okay with that. That's my 12 handicap. That's where I want to be at. I would love to get down to 10. That's a high mark to get to. But then it's just the back 9. It's gone. I don't know
try
what
a
it
new
is.
course.
Yeah. Oh, I play everywhere.
Oh, okay, so
I
it's
don't
not
play
the
at
same
one
course.
place.
Okay,
No.
all right. I'm just trying to think out loud.
And it's
here.
not a stamina thing, like second half,
definitely
like your
not.
back's getting.
Well,
Nope.
what I think it probably is, it's mental, which
for
it is
sure
for
it is.
all of these
100%
athletes.
it is.
Stop thinking.
It's
just
100%
just
mental.
stop thinking.
So I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna go to the driving range and work out some kinks and hopefully it works. But yeah, like right now the game is definitely off. It's not fun.
You better be ready for next week at Dayton's tournament, 10 days.
I'll be ready. At least there.
Because you're going to win the long drive contest. I've already got the odds on you to beat
Lord.
Dana Wright or somebody like that in the long drive contest.
She won't stand a chance. I'm not worried about that.
All right.
Yeah, basically what happened to John Rahm yesterday is what happens to me in the back 9.
Just collapse?
I don't know what it is,
Wow.
man. Like I've gone 42 and then it's 49.
Well, maybe
50.
just play 9 one day and say the hell with it and just, get your confidence back a little bit.
Yeah, leave
because-
on a mental high note.
Exactly. No,
Yes.
that's exactly what
That's
you do.
good.
Walk out, and like Costanza did, just leave the meeting. I'm done. I'm out.
And I've taken all my change out of my left pocket, put it in my right pocket. I've taken my wallet out of my back pocket, put it in the golf bag, asked many questions to an imaginary person. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Shut up, dude. It's embarrassing that you're acting this way.
Maybe you should put your tee a little bit lower if you're hitting the ground
Yeah.
before the ball. I don't know. I tried with Nick. It didn't work with
Yeah.
him, so I'm trying it with you now. See ball, hit ball.
Yeah,
okay?
it's not. It's definitely mental for sure.
Stop thinking.
I'm trying, dude.
Just stop.
I tell myself that. I'm like, just go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
And then 42 gets put up on the front 9. Go to the back 9. 46. All right, 88. Come on, Dust.
Yeah.
You're
You're thinking too much. Yeah, stop thinking about like what could be. Like I could see you doing the math. All right, if I get a 3 here and shave off a stroke, forget about
a lot of looking ahead. So we got to do stuff, man. We got to just take the mind out of it and have fun and relax. But
Yeah.
definitely got to do that at the driving range. Won't be able to do that for a week or two because the rain is coming, but some sunshine in the sky of Royals fans. Caglione does get called up to AAA. It's a hell of a day for Dusty Likens. It should be one hell of a day for everybody in Kansas City as well. This is a future star of your team. I can promise you that from knowing, talking, engaging with this guy and seeing him in AA. I understand that is not professional baseball, but it's the way that he is. It's his aura. It's his charisma. As the kids would say, his riz is off the charts. He doesn't look like a 22-year-old kid. He doesn't talk. He doesn't act like a 22-year-old kid. And I know there was a lot of people in the past that have said, I don't want to see the Jackson Holiday thing happen to Jack Caglione. Jackson Holiday is still 2 years younger than Jack Caglione. Jack Caglione played at Florida in the SEC, which is a powerhouse of college baseball, as we know. Which that's starting to heat up as the College World Series will be evidently great to watch. KU, by the way, having a heck of a season as well.
Yeah.
Could be something to watch for as
college
you get closer.
softball's already taken place. Texas A&M got knocked out yesterday as the 1 seed by Liberty of all people.
And so again, it is time. It is, the car is still not ready for the highway yet. You're still taking the outer roads. You're learning signals. You're learning the little rules of driving. But eventually, the top will come down. The windows will go down. You'll throw your Ray-Bans on, turn up the music, and you'll just go 80 miles an hour down the highway. We're not there yet.
Right.
But we'll get there. It's like teaching your daughter how to drive.
Yeah.
I know it's going to stink the first couple of times. Dad's going to be here with you. I'm not going to say much. But yes, turn signals are annoying. Seatbelts get annoying to put on, but you need to do it every time. You got to have this. You got to know where this stuff is. And by the time you're 20, you'll be able to just do whatever you want on the road. You'll know how to drive. You'll be a pro. By the time Jack Caglione is, what I'm thinking, mid-July, if he does what he did in AA in Omaha, you are going to have that bat on this major league roster. And I think a lot of people will be surprised at how mature that guy is.
Yeah, no, he's definitely very mature. You just hope the situation is right, and it's not a situation like it is right now. Because if he were to come up right now, there'd be way too much pressure on this guy to turn this offense around. Because this offense right now, I don't even want to call it a sleeping giant because it's not anymore.
Yeah.
It is dormant, and Jack Caglione isn't the answer to awaken everybody in this lineup. I don't think there's anybody that's the answer to that. But I would rather go with a big league proven proven bat that can come in here and it's had the pressure before to quote unquote save the offense, other than a 22-year-old, 23-year-old kid. But that's the difference that we see between football and baseball. And I don't know if baseball is wrong because they do it this way. They'll tell you they're not, because it's a very hard game to do. But you see these kids drafted in college, they come right up to the pros and they perform right away in the NFL and in basketball for the most part, right? In baseball, you draft a guy and it's like years before you even see this guy. Maybe we just do away with the minor league system in baseball and bring guys up right away when you draft them to see if they can help this club. I mean, it would change the sport dramatically, it drastically change the way that people go about the game today. And there'd be a lot of people that say, you can't do that. I'm not a you can't do that guy. I'm like, let's see what happens and try, type of guy. Because in football and basketball, if you can play at 18, 21 years old in those sports, why can't we do that in Major League Baseball right away and bring these guys up right away and see what they can do, right?
Right. And I think that you look at that from the perspective of a Jackson Holiday who's hitting the ball better this year. That team is struggling, but it's happened before. I know Bobby was brought through the system and played a certain amount of games before he was brought up to the big leagues.
Had a full season,
Correct. And, I think with Bobby, you really had to do that way and had to kind of have it because he didn't go to college. He went straight out of high school. He was a stud in high school, but there is a significant jump from 18 to guys that are in the minor leagues. A lot of them are, jumpers from college or from high school to that level, but Bobby exceeded every level and answered every question. And you knew that when you drafted Bobby second overall in that draft, that he was going to be the face of your franchise. When Caglione was drafted 6th last year in the summer, it wasn't a franchise-changing guy. It was, this is Arsenal to Bobby's, weapons.
Yeah, right.
And that's kind of like when the Chiefs draft a wide receiver. We're not asking Xavier Worthy or Rashee Rice to come in here and be on the superstar level as Patrick Mahomes. We're just wanting you to come here and use your superstar powers to be part of this team, almost Avenger-esque. Like Jack Caglione is going to be a guy that will always be the Kelsey to Mahomes or the Cags to Bobby. That's what it will be, and it's going to be awesome. And we're going to get to see that sooner than maybe later. But I think that's where there is the difference in that. Jackson Holiday was drafted to change their franchise. I know they had Adley Rutschman and they had Gunnar Henderson. They're not sons of former Major League All-Star players like Matt Holiday was. And did they rush him a little bit? Maybe. Did the Royals rush Mondesi? Maybe. Did they rush MJ? Possibly. Have they rushed other prospects in the past that didn't work out? They have. I
don't think Mondi ever wanted to play baseball, though. And I think I do. It didn't seem like a guy who wanted it, he just never developed. And sometimes being raised by a father who plays the game, maybe it does burn you out a little bit. It never felt like that was a guy who wanted to be a baseball player, right? It was like, okay, this is a nice lifestyle, but do I want to do what's necessary to be a big league baseball player? And boy, it never seemed like that at the big league level. He just never got it going. And then, was always hurt and all that kind of nonsense. And how much did he fight to come back from those injuries, right? I don't know the answer to those questions, but I ask them every day because that was a guy who had oodles of talent and never amounted to anything. Is that the Royals' fault or is that his fault, right? I'd like to think more is on the individual in a situation like that. And so obviously we've seen guys come up to the big league level and do some good things. The majority of guys come up and don't do good things. That's just the math, right? That's just the numbers that come up. And I just feel, in my opinion, the longer you can wait to bring him up and insert him into the lineup when things are going in the right direction, the better it is. If this was last year and this lineup was producing like they did last year, I'd have no problems bringing Jack Caglione up and inserting him into a lineup that was already producing. But I just know when he comes up, we're all going to lose our collective minds, and he's going to be expected to go 4 for 4. And when he does, we're going to go, what's wrong with Jack? You know what the text line is like.
Can't wait. We'll ask Vern some questions regarding Jack Caglione. Plus, Royals are kind of down bad. 2 pitchers out. Plus, Caglione gets promoted. All that with Joshua Vernier on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5. The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, a big weekend is coming up. It is Memorial Day weekend, and maybe you're headed down to the lake. Maybe you're going to be out on the boat. Maybe you're going to be hanging out at the house. Maybe you're going to be having people over. Whatever you got going on this Memorial Day weekend, make Hy-Vee your one-stop shop for everything like we do for the weekend. You might be, like I said, going out on the boat. You need to bring some drinks. Hy-Vee's got that covered. You may be wanting to grill out. Hy-Vee's got you covered there as well. Like I said, the adult beverages from the wine and spirits department with a huge selection of craft beer, seltzers, wines, and spirits. They've got everything at the Hy-Vee liquor store. So make Hy-Vee your one-stop shop for all your Memorial Day needs this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement. Past results afford no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. My team knows injury law. We can help you understand all of your legal rights so that you don't get cheated.
DM Law knew what to do and got me $350,000.
Mike's got this.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, KC, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door isn't just opening doors this month. They're opening hearts in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. Renner is donating 5% of all sales to Authentic Life Foundation, supporting vital mental health services to those in need. For supporting this cause, you'll get 5% off your project. Call or visit rennerdoor.com, where quality and compassion open doors to a better community.
RENNER, RENNER.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
East side 70 westbound, heavy past Van Brunt over to Jackson Avenue. Construction takes away the left lane. 435 southbound slowing past 23rd Street with a stall before 40 Highway, now off to the shoulder. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Welcome back to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Long-time listener and supporter of you because you tell it like it is.
Here's our Royals insider, Josh Vernier.
That's right. He tells it like it is. You hear it in the promo there. Mr. Vern will tell it like it is a little bit later for the next 3 days as he's on the West Coast tonight in San Francisco, coming off a 1 out of 3 against the Cardinals. Vern, how are you on this wonderful Monday?
Not as well as you are.
Yeah.
But I'm doing all right.
What do you think about that news, my guy?
Well, you've done a good job because you were the first person I thought of when I saw the news. I'm like, well, this just made his whole Sunday, Monday, and the rest of the week. I mean, well earned, right? We talked about it last Monday. I thought last week would have been a perfectly fine time to call him up, but baseball front offices and just like managers and just like Ned Yost told us more than a decade ago, when I want to make a move, I wait a week and then I make the move. And that's exactly what the Royals did. I'm excited to see him bump up to AAA and dominate up there too.
Yeah, it's interesting because I am ready to keep him down there for the year and bring him up in April, but we may be fast-tracking this thing. Vern, do you think we are fast-tracking now, Cags up here to the big league level? And then I'll have a follow-up, Pete. So just hang on. Or Brad or whatever the hell the guy's name is.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think this goes back to spring training and the best case scenario. When we would talk about Cags in spring, I didn't think he would debut this year unless the best case scenario happened. And the first leg of the best case scenario is the 22-year-old goes to AA and dominates. Second best batting average in the Texas League, second highest OPS in the Texas League, is leads the league in RBI. He dominated that league and now takes the next step. And now the hope is for the next 2-3 months, he dominates AAA. That would be step 2 of the perfect situation, the dream scenario with Cags. The third and final leg is join a team that is steamrolling towards the postseason and try to help them with that final push to win the division title. You don't want Cags joining a team where he's going to be viewed as a savior by all. Now, there are some people, maybe you, Dusty, but I know many others, that no matter when they call up Jack Caglione, he's going to be viewed as a savior. There's no getting around that, but I'm talking about the collective, everyone. You bring him up right now for an offense that is struggling to get to 4 runs. He's viewed as a savior. I want him viewed as a weapon joining a team that is on its way to October. You're not looking at him to be the final missing piece to get that playoff spot. No, I want it to be almost cemented that this is one of the 6 best teams in the American League. That really can't happen until after the All-Star break. So if he dominates for the next 2.5 months in AAA, the Royals offense starts to pick it up. You make it in acquisition at the end of July, going into the deadline. You're feeling really good about the team, and then boom, you bring in this monster.
Yeah,
that's the dream.
You have basically parroted everything that I said for this. I said if this lineup was last year where we were driving in guys from third with less than 2 outs and we were scoring 4.5, 5 runs per game and you inserted them into this lineup now, I'd have no problem with that. But a lineup that's averaging like less than 2 runs per game, you're right. I mean, I feel the
he's
same
the cleanup
way.
hitter.
Yeah, right. Like
you can't have that. I want him in 7th or 8th.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want. I think you and I are in step on this one, Vern, is that if this was last year's lineup and you didn't need him to produce, but we're giving him the opportunity, fine. But if he comes up in this lineup, he's going to be looked at as a guy who has to have a 5-run home run every time he comes up, and the expectations are going to be out of whack.
I don't think the team is treating him, though, as if they're adverse to him making his debut in 2025, right? We've already seen him in right field 5 times. He made his debut in left field over the weekend. So they're not rushing him by any means, but they're also not babying him. They're not slow playing him. They're acknowledging that this kid has a track record of SEC baseball, A-ball baseball, whatever you want to call it. He's not fresh out of high school. He does have not only the game, but he also, it appeared to me, at least in spring training and watching him from afar, the way that he did bounce back from his one rough stretch at Double-A, he does seem to have a very mature mental approach to the game. But of course, even as I say that, I know that will be tested when he gets to the big leagues, because that is, of course, a horse of a different color, as they say.
Do you think his route to the big leagues may have gotten sped up a little bit, considering there's not really many available bats out there to go and acquire from outside the organization, Vern?
No, I don't think that's any reason why he's bumped up to AAA. You are right, but again, we have more than 2 months into the deadline. More teams, maybe not a ton of teams, but you would assume another 4 teams will fall out of it and begin to start letting it be known that they're open for sale. No, I think there will be. No, okay, maybe there won't be half a dozen guys that we would like in Kansas City, or put it this way, I don't believe there'll be a half a dozen perfect fits that are available for J.J. Piccolo. If we're talking about a cleanup hitter, a 5-hitter, a 6-hitter, which is what this team is going to need, because, man, it's going to start being unfair to ask a 35-year-old catcher to be your cleanup hitter in the second half of the season. He can get you to July, but if you're going to win the division title, I don't know if you can trot Salvi out there as your cleanup hitter every single day while also catching in July, August, and September in Kansas City. So they need a middle-of-the-lineup bat. You think it's going to be difficult to find, and then 2 years ago they find Cole Reagans. Finding a bat is, I think, just as difficult as finding a starting pitcher. Maybe not as difficult as finding a Hunter Harvey or a Lucas Erceg were last year at the trade deadline. But I do think there will be matches for this team as we inch closer and closer to that July 31st deadline.
Vern, you mentioned those names, Cole Reagans, Hunter Harvey, guys that were brought over here with accusations, but with the trades. To get something, you got to give somebody. Who's the name on the block? Because 2 guys did go down in your starting rotation. I don't think it's serious. What say you on this whole matter?
Well, we'll see. Again, 2 years ago, the Royals sucked, and they jump-started the trade deadline, and they didn't even do that until the middle of June.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still a month away. By then, we'll know the severity of the groin injury for Cole Reagans, the middle finger inflammation for Seth Lugo. We'll see if it is a short 15-day stint on the IL. That's certainly what they're saying, both at the top with J.J. Piccolo, in the dugout with Matt Quatrero. They don't believe it's going to be long-term. I hope they're right, but we'll see, because if everything is hunky-dory when Reagans and Lugo return, well, suddenly, the Michael Lorenzen option presents itself. You might have a conversation about Seth Lugo, who's going to opt out coming up in a few months. You could look down towards the minor leagues, some pitchers down there, and, of course, take your pick of any bat down in the minor leagues as well. This pitching staff, like I just mentioned, again, Lugo's a free agent to be. Lorenzen's a free agent to be. You have a year and a half left of Chris Bubich under contract. This might be the best rotation that we see in the next decade in Kansas City. So I can't imagine that they're going to be reticent to part with a 21-year-old down in Double-A that they like a lot. No, go for it this year. because next year is not promised, and as you guys have been talking about for months, you start talking about 27, 28. Who knows?
Yeah, all right. So there's so many different sidebars I want to go on with you, Vern. Do you have another hour? Let's go with that 27, 28, because I did bring that up earlier today, and I know June 11th, I think, was the date I was told when service time, stops counting, and you can bring guys up and not have to worry about that. But if we're not going to have, let's say we're not going to have 27, but even if we do have 27, it's probably going to look drastically different from a CBA. Why are we still living under those CBA rules when we know come 27, either A, we're not having baseball, or B, we're having a completely different collective bargaining agreement?
As far as
bringing up CAGs or anything for that matter, trading players, going for it, basically.
Yeah. I don't think they will. Again, I don't think they're playing with service time when it comes to Jack Caglione. I think they are just trying to put him, like we both agree, just trying to put him in the best spot to succeed when they ultimately call him up. I think later on this season, hopefully. And as far as trades are concerned, again, I don't think this team will be reluctant to part with much of anything from the minor leagues to the big leagues. This ownership group, this front office, they understand what's in front of them here in 2025. You look around the American League, and there's nobody where you say, oh, my God. No, they're such a behemoth. The only way we can get to the World Series is if we go through them. There's nobody in the American League that I would fear. You get to the World Series, worry about that when you get there. I don't personally, as this season progresses, no, I think it's, for as much as we want them to look at everything long term and make sure that this is a sustainable organization that can win consistently for the next few years, no one's getting it confused about the talent that they have this year and just how much of that talent will be even present in 27. Again, Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, Chris Bubich, Michael Lorenzen, almost your entire rotation. No guarantee that they're still throwing for the boys in blue coming up in a couple years.
Yeah, that's why I think you just go for it. All right, let's talk about the Salvi situation, Vern. Help me out on this one. I get so many texts from people, and people are down on Salvi. What are we saying about him?
Well, I mean, I liked what Q said when you guys asked him on Wednesday, because Salvi is a notoriously streaky hitter. But again, and I don't think I'm alone. I do believe that people within the organization feel the same way, that Salvi as a cleanup hitter, if he's going to be a catcher at the age of 35, is just not reflective of a team that's going to walk away with the division that appears to be the most tight division in the American League. Defensively, still solid. Energy-wise in the clubhouse, he's still the great Salvador Perez. But sure, offensively, hasn't hit a home run in more than a month. You're not going to do anything with him, right? You're not trading him away. You're not going to bench him. You got to ride it out, honestly. Ride it out. You'd like to see him dropped in the lineup, but nobody else is really hitting enough to warrant that. If you want to move Michael Garcia up to the cleanup spot, to the 3 spot, move Vinny down again, but Vinny's really not coming through with the big knocks and the big spots. You can shuffle the deck chairs however you want. You need Salvi, Vinny, Bobby, and India to pick it up, and these are the same conversations we had in spring training. This offense is only going to go as far as those top 4 bats. You talked about last year's offense. The only reason why that offense was middle of the road was because of a Herculean effort from Bobby, Vinny, and Salvi. And right now you're getting a terrific effort from Bobby. Salvi and Vinny have both disappointed. Jonathan India stays getting beat up by the opposition and not stuck up for by his teammates.
Yeah.
So it's really Bobby Witt, Michael Garcia, and then you're just hoping and praying that someone else can contribute. So, yeah, Salvi has not been good offensively, but he's in the majority. In not performing offensively. You got to ride it out because you don't have a better option.
Vern, what's the rest of May say for these Royals? Some big targets on this schedule coming up.
Yeah, man. 3 in San Francisco. You get the Twins, who finally lost yesterday. Brady Singer, Ellie De La Cruz, and Terry Francona with the Reds. Tigers, Cardinals, and then finally you get to go to the South Side and slap around the White Sox. Yeah, it's a big 15 games right there. 6 of them at home, so you want to win 4 of those. You got a 6-game road trip here. You know, if you can give me, and I hate to say 2, so I need 3, right? I still think you're better than Minnesota, and yet I'm talking to Henry Lake. He thinks they're the best team in the division. I talked to my friends in Detroit. They think the Tigers are the best. I don't have any friends in Ohio, so I don't really care what's going on with the Guardians.
I got in-laws there. They think the Guardians are the best, so we'll just knock them all out. You know?
Okay, right, but everybody thinks they're the best in this division, so I think you need to take 3 of the 6 on this road trip. Give me 1 in St. Louis, so that's a 7-8 run through this 15. That doesn't really inspire a lot of confidence, but again, you're just trying to hopefully jumpstart this offense. And honestly, what you're trying to do right now is grind through this stretch where you don't have Lugo, you don't have Cole Reagans, you don't have the best rotation in the American League. I mean, which also means you don't have one of the better bullpens in the American League, because that group is going to be taxed. I mean, shoot, we're hoping for a bullpen game coming up on Wednesday. So everything's about to change, in my opinion, over the next week. And the offense, it's time for them to pick up the slack, right? The rotation's done a terrific job of carrying this team for the first month. It's time for the offense. It's time for Bobby and Salvi and Vinny and India to put the team on their back, at least for this upcoming road trip.
Vern, maybe I'm asking too much, but is Singer expected to start when they come to Kansas City?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's going on the Tuesday game.
Nice. Okay. And then
he pitched yesterday.
So the 5 days would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I think he goes on Tuesday at Kauffman Stadium.
There we go. Still giving those away in the pregame show? On the on-deck show?
Yeah, we got a couple of pair left. Yeah, Tuesday's game and Wednesday's game. So you can see Brady Singer on the mound, or you can see him in the dugout. It's your choice.
Yeah, and I don't think this team, like having conversations with friends over the weekend, well, we traded Brady Singer for this India guy. India's becoming the hated guy now, right? He's becoming your Infante, your Alex Rios, Nori Aoki.
I wouldn't go that far. He's too tough.
Okay, he's too tough.
Right, he's got beat up a little bit too much.
Yeah, but he is getting beat up by the fan base, and I had some people say, oh, he traded Brady Singer for this guy. You're in the exact same spot if you have Brady Singer on this team, I believe. You would have been the exact same place that you are right now, maybe even worse with Brady Singer on your roster.
I think they still would have traded Brady. That's the response. I think they still would have traded Brady. I don't know who they would have received in return, but it would not have been if Maikel Garcia was performing like this, you're not bringing in a guy like Jonathan India because you have your leadoff hitter. You would have brought in a middle-of-the-lineup bat. But, when that Singer trade went down, I wasn't throwing a parade. It was a league average pitcher for a league average hitter. I'm always going to prefer the pitcher over the hitter, but I understood why the Royals did it. Right? You had, you're about to pay $7-8 million to your number 4 starter. While you didn't have a leadoff hitter, and you were going to go into the season saying, Vinny, Bobby, Salvi, you got to do it all again. Now, here we are, 48 games into the season. We're saying Bobby, Vinny, Salvi, and Jonathan India, you've got to do it all with a hand from Maikel Garcia. But, hey, you know what? I do think it's fair to judge the trade in hindsight. And I think you need to wait until the end of next year, because both Brady Singer and Jonathan India will likely become free agents. So it's not even as if you got an extra year of India by parting with the guy in Brady Singer. No, it's a straight 1-for-1 deal, and you can't grade those trades until they're complete. And right now, the Reds won that trade, but there's still a year and a half to go. And hopefully Jonathan India turns it around. Again, he has impressed me with his toughness. Has a quad banged up. He takes a fastball off the head. He gets spiked in the knee by Wilson Contreras over the weekend. And, boy, if he could have stood up, I think he would have stood up and clocked Contreras.
Because that was dirty, right?
Oh, very much so.
Clean high kneecap. That's dirty.
Yeah, incredibly dirty. But the team takes their cues from the great Salvador Perez. He has the C on their chest, and everyone idolizes Salvi. So you saw Contreras. Salvi, I didn't mean to do, quickly apologizing to the guy that he looks up to in Salvi. So Salvi kind of, he's a peacekeeper. He's a lover. He's an energy giver. He's always got a smile on his face. Salvy's not a fighter. He's a competitor. He'll run through a brick wall to get a win, but Salvy's not the guy to throw hands, and if Salvy's not going to do it, I don't think you're going to see Bobby or Isbell or Vinny go, Salvy, get out of the way, and start fighting. I don't see that happening. But India does need to pick it up because boy, you're tough, and you play through a lot of pain, only goes so far with the fan base.
We're a year and a half away from your on deck show tonight because it is on the West Coast. So we'll be ready to go for that one, Vern. Enjoy these 3 on the West Coast, and let's hope they can go. I'm going to do it. Let's go 2 out of 3 against San Fran and bring the vibes back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, great pitching matchup tonight. Budich and Robbie Ray. Should be a lot of fun, and hopefully Jonathan India's back in that lineup.
No doubt about it. Vern, we'll talk to you next Monday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It's our guy Vern right there giving us all the information. Thought he said something really interesting that now India's been, I don't know if you want to say punked or like he's been a target now twice.
Mm-hmm.
And, Sal's like, we don't fight. We're good.
But when they did fight in 14 and 15, that's kind of when they turned that thing on. And maybe, it's a slump buster here. Maybe you go out and get in a little bit of a brawl.
Maybe
it's
go beat
okay,
a red
right?
ass.
Yeah, it's okay because what they're doing isn't really working from an offensive standpoint at this point.
Like I had to take 2 full days and ask Vern if that was dirty because, of course, I hate the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to win. They were losing. And then I saw that slide. Immediately, that's dirty. That's Bush League. That's dirty baseball.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, give it a couple days, relax. Hey, Vern, was that dirty? Yes, yes, right on cue. I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure that I saw what I saw.
Yeah, it's dirty today, but back in the day, that was not dirty.
That was ball.
Go do yourself a favor. I forget what I was watching over the weekend.
Rose.
It may have been, I'm trying to think. It was some baseball game-ish, maybe.
Whose career did he end slide into home in an
Ray
all-star
Fosse
game?
is the guy.
At an all-star game.
Yeah, destroyed the guy. And I'll tell you what, that guy used to broadcast. I think he's passed now, but he broadcast for the A's back in the day. And I met him in the early 2000s. He's still not over that. And you go back and you look at Pete Rose blowing up Ray Fosse in an all-star game, and it's one of the more insane things ever. But I was watching something with baseball, and they go, you really want to see somebody slide into second base? Go watch videos of Hal McRae back in the day, right? And if you just YouTube search Hal McRae sliding into second base, that's how the game used to be played. I mean, you would barrel into guys, take dudes out. There were collisions. No big deal. George would stand up, punch Nettles in the face, and you'd be about your day. Now you slide into a guy, your cleat goes a little high. Everybody wants a bench clear
Player
brawl,
safety.
right? Player safety, allegedly, right? That's what they're saying. But nobody wants to fight like they did back in the day. Or you just took it like a man, and Hal rolled into you, and the next inning you rolled into somebody else and took somebody else out. That's the game policed itself back then.
I saw something on Twitter this week, and it says, like, with that player, maybe it's something around there. It was today's game, or this was around in decades ago's game. Today we wear oven mitts and slide into second head first. I was like, oh, God.
The oven mitt thing is like everybody's wearing that thing right now.
Even kids in Little League are wearing them.
Like, what are we getting to where everybody's got this oven mitt on now sliding? I guess you don't want to jam your fingers in technology and fine, but if somebody slides into India, somebody needs to return that favor or slide into second base and pop up and pop somebody.
I was waiting for it. Something you don't have to wait for is more games going to Netflix. It's happening. We'll explain here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
I was talking to my buddy Jim the other day. He goes, we're going out of town. We're parking at Park and Go. I go, yes, you are, because they do an unbelievable job at KCI with all of your airport parking needs. They make it so easy to make a reservation. When I make a flight reservation, I immediately make my parking reservation at bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app. I set it all up. I take care of business, and it's done, and it's ready to go. And I also prepay because that's when I save the most money with Park and Go. And then I don't have to worry about it. I show up on the day of my flight and they direct me to that covered parking spot that they have reserved for me. That way my car is always protected, whether it's the snow or the summer with the spring storms that are coming up. You want your car protected at all times, and Park and Go does just that. And right when you get to that parking spot, the van meets you and takes you right to the airport terminal. There's no waiting around at all. And then when you get back, Park and Go makes it easy. Just grab your bags, walk off the plane, jump on the bus, and boom, right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Book parkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and you know baseball is continuing to roll on. The weather is getting nicer, and this season we're bringing you the proud partner of your Kansas City Royals, Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, Surfside Lemonade Vodka. They're absolutely delicious and pair perfectly with a day at the K or on that patio. Find it in Kauffman Stadium all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles, so it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game. Ask for it at your local bars and liquor stores. You must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside is transforming the world of pro sports. Teams can see curveballs coming with predictive analytics. Coaches can use AI insights to help players improve their shots in real time. And fans can get more out of every winning moment with AI-enhanced replays.
Unbelievable! What a play!
See how Dell Technologies with Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. On the Kansas side, 35 northbound gets heavy at Johnson Drive, stays very slow up towards 18th Street Expressway with an accident on the shoulder, but folks are jumping out of the right lane. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Thanks to Josh Vernier, who was on with us a little bit ago, giving us some insight of what's going on with this team, where they can move forward.
I was hoping he'd pick me up a little bit more. I'm not going to lie with the offense. I mean, it'll be okay. I had somebody send me a tweet over the weekend, and I was thinking of Vern when I was reading this one because it said, let me get it word for word for you here, from Mikey J. At Bob Fesco is the only person that can keep me calm while this team can't hit the broadside of a barn. My goodness, this offense is atrocious. Hashtag fountains up. And I was hoping Vern would be like, it'll be okay, but the Salvi thing is becoming an issue. Like, guys, I don't know about you. I have not wanted to admit that Salvi's been an issue this year. Are you guys in that category with me? Like, it's been an issue.
For sure.
But you don't want to admit that it's been an issue.
Well, Rob said he's washed 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And we kind of wholeheartedly, gave him a little bit of, business for that. But maybe he was onto something. And I think the term washed is just tough.
It is a hard term to use.
But yeah, I mean, the Salvi thing's been there. It's, last year was good, but this year it's noticeably, if the ball is not in the air, it's a double play or he strikes out.
When are you willing to say that Salvi is washed? Or are you willing to ever say that Salvi is washed? Because I look at it from both perspectives and say, I'll never want to say that, but I'm giving him this entire year. If it doesn't go well this entire year, then maybe we have to rethink about next year, right? Because he's got one more year on that contract. And so if it doesn't go well this year and he ends up like a 222 hitter, and then Vern said hadn't hit a home run in a month, I didn't realize it's been that long. Boy, you have to start wondering, like, hey, man, is somebody going to tell you it's time to maybe retire if things aren't going in that right direction?
I think the answer to your question is when the ball is no longer getting lifted and not getting hit at a very good, speed. I know that a lot of people don't like that analytical part of baseball, but if he's grounding the ball out and it's,
it looks
85, 88 miles per hour ground out, if he's smacking, you're good. If he's smacking, ground balls to the shortstop at 109, you're going, okay, he's centered that. He barreled it. He just hit it on the ground. He's not lifting the ball. We can fix that. But if there's no lift and there's no speed to it, then you're on that, okay, is this Peyton Manning who can't throw the ball 20 yards?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you have to start to wonder. But, I mean, it's not like his defense is suffering. He's still playing good defense out there.
But he's also right. He should not be hitting fourth at 35 and being a catcher.
No, I mean, for the last 2 weeks, my buddy Jim has been texting me every day, 7th or 8th, 7th or 8th, 7th or 8th. And I'm like, yeah, why not 7th or 8th? What's the harm in moving him down just to see, right?
And it's tough to just, and not anything at Mark Canha, but, I mean, then Mark Canha's your fourth hitter.
Right.
And then your lineup is literally Jonathan India, Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, Mark Canha, Michael Garcia. The rest is, you know how to go from there.
Right.
It's Isbell, it's Waters, and I hope Waters continues to do well. But
yeah, he's been good too, man.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, he's a big reason why they win that baseball game. Drew Waters has been a really nice addition to the ball club this year. You just wish other dudes in the lineup were getting the job done from a hitting perspective. And when I say other dudes, it's Vinny and Salvi, guys. I mean, let's call it what it is, right? If Vinny and Salvi were, and Vinny's gotten better over the last couple of weeks, but if they were more consistent and they were getting the job done, I don't think we'd be talking as much about this offense, right?
Right.
Is that the positive outlook? That the Royals are still over 500 and relevant?
I think the positive outlook is that when healthy, which they aren't right at the second in time, they have the best rotation in the American League, the best ERA in the American League. So their pitching is going to be able to keep them in games. And even the dudes that they're finding, like this Cameron guy, I mean, that's a positive note as well to bide you some time, right? But the offense eventually has to start producing some runs. Again, with the Chiefs analogy and everything, it's Patrick Mahomes' first year as a starter. He's got to go out there and score 55 just to give him an opportunity to win. And this Royals team right now, all the pressure is on the pitching and the defense to go out there and limit the runs and basically play mistake-free, and that's hard to do. It's so hard to do to tell these pitchers, all right, you basically can't make a mistake. Hey, defense, sorry, can't make a mistake out there, because the one mistake you do could ultimately cost us the game right now.
And to be fair, also, for a highlight of a low time, Second highest win total in the American League.
I know, isn't that crazy, right?
I mean,
like we're talking about a team right now that can't
Yeah.
hit, but yet, man, they're still winning games.
Pitching and defense.
Yeah, but again, you can't continue to put that pressure on
Right.
those guys.
No,
You
I
know,
believe it.
it sucks, man. I mean, it sucks. It's hard to do to go out there, and I know everybody's like kind of bent on India right now. And oh my God, the error he made the other day, that didn't cost them anything. He made an error. They found a way out of the inning. It wasn't the end of the world. But he does have a lot of errors this year. But if they were scoring runs, those errors would not be as big a deal, but they become a big deal because they can't figure out a way to score a guy.
Speaking of becoming a big deal, you think Netflix is trying to get on that Amazon Prime sort of football thing?
How could you not?
I mean, they're the same. They're your rival.
Yeah.
They're doing the exact. I mean, they're not, but they
kind of are Amazon. Yeah.
Netflix gets Christmas,
right?
2 games, right? They'll get the 2 before the Chiefs game starts, and they've gotten them before, 1 game a year, 2 games a year. Now they want one every single week.
It sure seems that way. During an appearance on CNBC, you know, when you go on CNBC, that's a big deal. That's not sports. That's business. The Netflix CEO was on there, and he says Netflix is looking for more games. I talked to Roger Goodell on the side about adding some more games beyond our 2 Christmas games. They said we'll just need to figure out a way to, quote, eventize these games. And that's the word that jumped out for me. Okay, so Netflix is now going to create some sort of event where they get a certain portion of games, where they will farm off games to Netflix if they can create an event. Thanksgiving, Christmas, you know, we see it around the NFL. International game, Thursday night game, Sunday night game, Monday night game. These are all different tentpole events that the NFL has. And so Netflix didn't open up what they want to do, but if they're looking to do 15 games a year, which the article went on to say, are we investing in Wednesday night football now? Is that going to become a thing? And if they keep spinning off games, the Sunday slate becomes less and less. And I know how many of us love sitting around watching Red Zone and whatnot during Sunday. Each time you farm off games, you minimize that and you minimize what made this league great. And that was Sunday, where they do this football as family. Everybody gathers on Sunday and watches the games. You keep taking games away, you lose that.
And that's what you said would make the sport go stale faster than it could possibly end up being.
Yeah.
Because when you take it away from free viewership and make it hard to find, people will be like,
I'm out. Wednesday night games.
Yeah.
You know,
Why don't they just adopt a team?
Well, that's interesting. So the Chiefs, every game would be on Netflix.
Or if that's who they, I mean, that'd be the most expensive one. But let's say that maybe they go after the Tigers.
Yeah.
Or the Lions. Let's say they go after the Lions. Not the Tigers. Detroit Lions.
Right.
I've done that all day today. Let's say they go after the Lions. And they're like, Lions are Netflix team. Every game the Lions play will be featured on Netflix. And we're going to follow the team around all year and do a documentary series.
Would you, like, if the NFL continues with this current model where they give you the free TV in your home market, though, would you, as a Lions fan, subscribe to Netflix if you get the games for free?
Of course, because I would get the season. I'd get basically what the franchise is attached to Netflix, where they're going to play their games to.
Okay. Is that enough to get? I'm asking because I don't know. I don't, like, if the NFL is going to continue to give me the games for free, I'm not going to subscribe to Netflix. I'll miss out on the
But I would
Kingdom
think that
show, if you
Netflix is going to go ahead and say the majority of the United States and other regions, the world, already has Netflix.
Yeah,
because
you're
of
right.
where they were.
Right.
Like
But then they added 25 million subscribers or whatever it was for that stupid game that they had with the Chiefs in Pittsburgh.
A lot of people on this earth.
I know, but like they added 25 million subscribers for those games, and so they're looking at it. I don't think they do. I think they will create something, right? Whether it's a Columbus Day schedule. I don't know. I'm just, again, thinking out loud of ways that they can do it. Or maybe Netflix becomes the home of Week 18 of the NFL season, and every game, once they add that 18th game, they're all on Netflix. Or maybe Netflix ends up becoming the Monday Night Football powerhouse and replaces whatever the case may be. Just be ready for more like, why are we doing this type moments? Because if Netflix wants 15 games, that's essentially a whole season, not counting opening week and not counting the end of the week where they're going to have games. And so what does that mean? What's your next best guess? Do all the international games, which is a possibility, or do you add another night to the calendar and make football on Wednesday and Thursday? I think when you do that, I hate that idea.
No.
You just keep diluting what you have, and then all of a sudden Sunday's just not special anymore.
You had a good point earlier in the show about the future of the WNBA. we get back into that because that is maybe what Bob said, one of the top rivalries in sports. We'll dive into that here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fesco and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends, you can go yard all baseball season long with Underdog Champions Game. Take a swing at making baseball entries this season on Underdog, and now it's available to play in the state of Missouri. Their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of players. I love the Underdog app. I love the baseball aspect of it, but I also love combining entries from other sports into one selection. It makes it so much fun to watch the big games. And to play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and more. And once that entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So it's very simple. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit using promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
Start your new chapter with a bang. Whether you're celebrating your upcoming graduation or getting hitched, Centerfire has a shooting experience for you. We're the only 5-star indoor shooting range in KC, and our staff will make your shooting experience one to remember. We have a bachelor party and a full auto experience that'll get your blood pumping. From new shooters to seasoned vets, our professional staff will create a one-of-a-kind experience for you. Visit centerfireshootingsports.com to book online or come in and try one on today.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Honey, our new James Hardy siding from Powell Exteriors KC looks so good. Our house went from worst to first. The neighbor waved at me today with her whole hand. I'm ready for phase 2 of our home transformation. Let's call Powell about that new deck. They're offering financing at 0% for 18 months on everything. You should call today at 816-656-1160 or take another look at their stunning work on powellkc.com, Facebook, and Instagram.
Hi, Mia here at the winnings desk of the Missouri Lottery. With 56 million winning tickets last year, anyone can win big. So set your destination to winning, like gas stations, grocery stores, or anywhere you can buy a ticket. The Missouri Lottery. Winners welcome and play responsibly.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings. Because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri sign 71 northbound, pretty heavy. You hit delays at 87th Street, just crawls up past 75th Street with an accident blocking the left lane. East side, you may see a slow spot as you make your way 70 westbound from 31st Street over towards Jackson Avenue. Construction takes away the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hang out with Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey sports station.
Here's your man. Nailed it.
Was that Binkley dancing to this?
Yeah, that's the Binkley drop. Let the beat drop. Hey, you go, man. Funny stat from the weekend. The Carolina Panthers have won 14 games since 2022. Scotty Scheffler's won 15 times since 2022.
Wow. Good Lord.
That's amazing.
And yeah, we got to have, I'm sure a lot of people gearing up for those Carolina division games, right?
Here we go.
Kind of go back. I'm sure
That's all they got, man.
Saints fans are licking their chops. Can't wait for Carolina twice this year.
That's all they got.
Yeah.
Tampa going, man, Carolina twice? Let's go.
Yep.
You want another number that's bizarre.
Uh-huh.
The New England Patriots are favored in 11 of 17 games this year.
Love it. Makes sense.
So twice against the Jets.
Right, twice against the Jets, twice against the Dolphins.
Bang.
Oh, they got both times against the Dolphins.
I would
Nice.
imagine, right? Like, which 6 games are they not going to be favored? And obviously, we
Bills,
can look it
yeah.
up. Yeah, both Bills. So that's 2. So
And
that's
then-
only 4 more where they're not going to be favored. I mean, it's crazy to think about the New England Patriots, who Mac has been saying worst to first. I don't think they're knocking off Buffalo, who just released their Hallmark movie stuff today. Damar Hamlin's in it, shockingly. You know, a lot of the old, school guys, Jim Kelly and whatnot, are going to be in it. But it's
Kelly's in it?
kind of the, it's kind of the
speaking
same.
role?
I don't know what Jim Kelly's going to do with it, but it's kind of the same premise of what we did here in Kansas City. The only problem is Buffalo hasn't won anything, so this is going to be like the worst Christmas ever. Like these folks are going to have this great Buffalo Christmas, only to be heartbroken yet again.
Yeah,
Even in the movie.
Frosty's going to melt the end.
Like, I mean, I know Hallmark movies are great. At least the Chiefs have championships. Buffalo's got nothing at the end to show for themselves.
Mom, Frosty melted away in 13 seconds. Well, let me tell you about these gosh darn Bills, Emily.
Yeah, right. That's how it's probably going to start, right? They're going to go through the tragedy of losing 4 Super Bowls.
This is the 4th Christmas in a row that Dad didn't show up. There were 4 Super Bowls in a row where Jim Kelly didn't show up. Hey, what do I have to do with it?
Yeah,
That's his role.
That's his role there at the yeah, he's shooting pool at some bar or something
Shoveling
like
snow
that. Yeah.
because they can't get to the stadium.
I'm sorry your dad hasn't been here for the last 4 Christmases. It reminds me when Jim Kelly didn't show up for 4. You're right. That's exactly how it's going to go. And Jim Kelly's going to be like the waiter at the table or something like that. And whatnot. I don't know how you can do a heartwarming Christmas movie with a team that's always breaking hearts. Like, it seems like the antithesis of the ending of a Hallmark movie, right? Because they haven't won yet. The Chiefs, it made sense. And Hallmark's here. It's our deal. Let's go. Do we need this movie about a team that's never won a championship before?
This Christmas sucks. I didn't get the toy that I wanted. Hey, little girl, Thurman Thomas here. I didn't get the toy I wanted every February for 4 straight years.
I couldn't even find my helmet during one of the Super Bowls.
No, but they hit Joe Montana very hard in that AFC Championship
Yeah, like
game.
I'm just interested to see what that story is and how they're going to spin it to have a happy ending. Or maybe the happy ending is Josh Allen showing up on draft day or something like that. And they don't even talk about the 13-second game or whatever the
So
case
bad
may
Ruby
be.
Gold turned it down. He was asked to come back and replace his role. And he said, nah, I'm good. You guys haven't won anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the Chiefs get disqualified. That's the happy ending.
I mean, what is it? What is the happy ending?
Did they change the overtime rule?
They did. The overtime, and this is why the overtime rule got changed. I just can't think of a way that this movie ends in a great way for Buffalo fans. Maybe they open the new stadium, the last guy jumps through the final table of fire or something. I don't know.
And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark. Afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away. We know there are
somebody's going on.
Always increased eyeballs, energy, and attention around the matchups between Reese and Clark, and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Everyone in the arena had to know this foul was coming. As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
Caitlin Clark was asked in the middle of the game during with Holly Rowe about the foul.
Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul. What was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know. If either Angel gets wide open 2 points, or we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
Yes. Every good basketball player knows that it's just a good take foul.
Yeah, I like that, right? I love the rivalry. I said earlier, I think it's becoming the best rivalry in American professional sports right now. And you just don't have the venom anywhere else, right?
Via 1v1.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Player versus player.
Baseball,
right?
It's not there.
No.
Basketball in the NBA, maybe we
Draymond's
get
fighting everybody.
Yeah, he's by himself.
That's Chicken Little. The sky is falling with him.
Maybe there's a chance that NFL.
I mean, you love Allen and Mahomes to hate each other, but they're popping Coors Light and golfing.
Right. What you really need is a receiver-corner battle. Like, you need somebody in Jamar Chase. That was what you would need. Or you need, because Jefferson's not that guy. Chase is about it. You need somebody like
I think Jefferson would be about it too, to be honest.
You think so?
I think he would be. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
You think Justin Jefferson would be about it?
I think he would talk that smack. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I
guess
so.
I don't view him as that type of wide receiver.
He's got the chains. He wears the. I mean, he's all blinged out. I don't know.
But I don't see him on the field like
maybe not. Maybe
taunting and doing all that kind of stuff.
We had it with Lattimore and Mike Evans. That was great. And we had it with
Finnegan and
Crabtree and Finnegan and Andre Johnson.
Yep. But those are just kind of hit it and quit it type of moments. Like, we have not had an elongated rivalry in sports. And I mean, Shaq and Kobe, but they were on the same damn team.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan and Isaiah Thomas back in the day. I mean, but that's 40 years ago.
Bird Magic. Yes.
Bird Magic is like 50 years ago right now.
I think the best thing about this one, though, is that it's fresh.
Yeah.
And it's been fresh. And it stayed fresh. Because it was Iowa, LSU, and it wasn't even the final year of their college careers. That was like their junior
year, yeah.
Or whatever it was, sophomore, junior. I think it was their juniors. So then they come back their senior year. And what's funny is this is what you need. You have your bad person. You have your good person. You have your villain. You have your hero. You have your antagonist. You have your protagonist. And now it's up to you, because none of them have done anything wrong. But now it's up to you to pick which side that you want to follow more closely or be a part of.
Yeah.
Do you want to be Caitlin Clark and everything that is Caitlin Clark, right? Or do you want to be, I'm rooting for the bad guy. I want to see what Angel Reese can do.
It's great.
Because Angel Reese, Mac made a great point. Take it away. What did you say about Angel Reese?
It's great for the WNBA, these narratives, these rivalries, because the play kind of takes a back seat. Angel Reese doesn't have to be that good, because, newsflash, she's really not that good. It doesn't matter, though, because we're captivated
But she
by
only
her
had
story.
12 points the other day,
She was
right?
5 for 14. Half of her rebounds were from her own bricks and missed layups. She's not. Yeah.
I mean, and then just pause for a second. We're having a WNBA discussion. So the league is winning. And, a kid that I've mentored for years is now running the WNBA side of things for ESPN, their PR department.
Ooh,
he keeps talking to me about, the WNBA. I'm like, okay, give me Caitlin Clark, give me Angel Reese and all that kind of stuff. He goes, it's incredible what kind of numbers this is putting up right now. And people are involved. And the reason that they're involved is because of those two players. And that's what you need in sports, that human interest side, that rooting interest side. Like, I'm not rooting for the Sky. I'm not rooting for the Fever. But you're either rooting for Angel Reese or you're rooting for Caitlin Clark. And it's compelling. It's human interest. It's human nature. It's my guy versus your guy. And a lot of sports can learn from what we have going on right now in the WNBA. These hate rivalries, if you will, are good.
Because even Caitlin Clark, she didn't drop like 30 points.
No, she had 20.
Did she have 20?
20. She had a triple-double, but
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
true.
like she had 40-some points or anything. She
A
only
lot
had
of
20
threes.
points.
No, yeah. But we all were captivated because of that heated rivalry.
That heated rivalry. In the WNBA, you didn't open the season with two teams that nobody cares about. You gave us the damn entree right away.
Yes.
The hell with the appetizers and the charcuterie board and gearing up. No. You gave us the big moment right away.
And then Spectrum took the food away before you were done.
Yeah, right.
Oh, are
They
you done
stole
with it?
your
I'm not.
food.
Oh, okay.
It's the worst.
But
when
is
it
it,
happens.
what's
I
even
still had a bite.
what is the biggest NFL rivalry, player v player?
It's not player v player, but it's Chiefs Bengals.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's
You think
the kind
over
of,
Chiefs Bills?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a
Gotcha.
hatred there. I don't hate Buffalo. I don't ever want them to win, but I hate the Bengals. I hate their fans. Everything about them. Screw
I don't
off,
think
right?
I don't think Mahomes and Burrow are kicking it. I think
No.
they respect each other, but I think they're two different people.
Yeah.
Whereas like Josh Allen, hey, you want to go play 18? Sure.
Sure,
Burrow's
bro.
like, you guys went? No, we're good.
Yeah, like Burrow's never been involved. You know what I'm saying? Like he's never been part of that thing.
Well, he's kind of a lone, like he's kind of like a lone ranger.
He is.
He's always had Jamar, so it just kind of comes with the territory. But it's never been, hey, Joe's out, because Josh Allen went on his bachelor party with Sam Darnold, his brother, and the guys from Bob Does Sports, which is where this hat's from, which is Breezy or Bob Does Sports. Those guys, they went out and did that. Joe Burrow went to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Just that's his thing.
Yeah, he's a
That's
different
where he-
vibe,
where he
different
rolls.
crowd.
And that's fine,
yeah,
which
totally
is
cool
great.
with it.
Who's the NBA rival right now?
I mean, it could be Ant and SGA after this next
That's what
couple
I was
weeks.
hoping. I'm hoping, but
Could
SGA
be.
is also not really about that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
It
going to
could
do
be
that.
John Morant versus everybody's fan base.
Yeah.
Chucking nades out in the crowd.
Yeah.
Waiting for the, you know.
I mean, you like it to be LeBron and somebody, but
Yeah, it was KD and LeBron. That was like the best for a while.
Good
but
thing about
yeah.
the NBA is they don't need a rivalry. They just have stories.
Mhm.
They have
Yeah, they do.
Idiot owners sending Luka Doncic somewhere. They've got a guy's dad trying to fight one of the biggest men in the world.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, they-
Halliburton and Brunson maybe this
Yeah,
week. Maybe
there
that's
you
a
go.
rivalry.
maybe it turns into that. But this Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing is as good as it gets in sports right now,
awesome.
man. It is awesome to see this rivalry.
I love it.
Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul. What was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know. If you either Angel gets wide open 2 points, or you know we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
Shots fired. Also, text VIP and see when the Fever go to the sky and see if he's got 3 beds.
No, because that's at the United Center. It's one of those games that's been moved to the bigger venue. So yeah,
Wow, nice.
You want to go to Buffalo and watch the Chiefs play the Bills? I want to go to Chicago and watch the Sky and the Fever
Yes.
play.
I mean, I wonder
live
what
in person.
I wonder what the in ticket would be, just a get-in fee would be for that game. I wonder how expensive that is.
Something to look up. That's for sure. Something to look up because I would first off got to figure out when they play. Got it in, kinda, and then it's the United Center. Are you kidding me? I've never been to Chicago. Why not go then? Go watch those two play each other, and hopefully some more fireworks happen. But yeah, that rivalry is
great.
It's good. It's good. Jonathan India, Salvador Perez, and Jack Caglione. What needs to happen first? We'll dive in on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
This weekend, it is Memorial Day, and everybody's going to be out either at the lake, or maybe you're having a barbecue at the house. Maybe you're taking the boat out, or maybe you're running around with the kiddos, or, hey, maybe you're just grilling out back. Whatever it is, Hy-Vee is there for you. Anytime we need anything, Hy-Vee is the answer. And with Memorial Day coming up this weekend, Hy-Vee's my one-stop shop for everything I need for the weekend. And maybe we're going to do some of their brats. Maybe we're going to do some chicken. I went to Hy-Vee over the weekend, got some steaks, made some steaks on Saturday, turned them into beef fajitas last night. They were fantastic. And don't forget about the adult beverages from the wine and spirits department at Hy-Vee with a huge selection of craft beer, seltzers, wines and spirits, and so much more. Your one-stop shop for all your Memorial Day needs this year, only at Hy-Vee.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Heartland Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Numerous brands to choose from, endless options, one incredible experience.
man.
At Aristocrat Motors, we treat every driver like royalty and offer the finest luxury vehicle experience in Kansas City. Come see us today and let us roll out the red carpet for you.
Yeah, just Mark. Him and
Here
Mark are
at the
bros.
Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
The peace lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Some people follow the rules, but where's the fun in that? I'm Soraya, and this is Rule Breakers, the podcast where we celebrate the rebels, the risk takers, and the ones who make their own way. Every week, I sit down with the boldest voices in sports, entertainment, and beyond to talk about breaking barriers, defying expectations, and rewriting the rules. No limits, no apologies, just real talk. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya, an Odyssey podcast available now for free on the Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years and know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830 and schedule your AC system tune-up for just $59. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Today, expect a chance of showers and thunderstorms with a high of 79.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
We've got a bird flying around in our kitchen.
Yeah, I'm out of here, man. I ain't doing that.
That Hitchcock movie had him.
I hate birds. Like, they scare the hell out of me.
Yeah, they're... Apparently, according to some in the building, it is a common blackbird that has flown into our kitchen.
A common blackbird.
Oh, we've got a diagnosis on what kind of bird?
We got an aviary expert out there. What do you call bird experts out there? Ornithological figures or something?
Go with that.
Have you heard?
It's also called the Eurasian blackbird. North America, to distinguish it from the unrelated New World blackbird. We got New World odor out here? NWO.
Wait a second. You called it the Eurasian blackbird and it's native to America? Eurasia is a combination between Europe and Asia.
especially in North America, to distinguish it from the unrelated New World Order of blackbirds,
I
or
am
simply
so
just the
confused.
blackbird.
Yeah.
It breeds in Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa, and has been introduced to Australia and New Zealand.
Who's introducing this bird? Hello, bird. This is Australia. Why don't you come? Like, nobody's introducing this bird to these. We got to get them out of here. I hate birds. They scare the hell out of me.
Kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, species, family.
Oh, yeah, I do, yeah.
Do you want to know its kingdom? Animalia. All right, so on to sports, but there is a bird in the building, and it is aggressive.
Is it?
Oh, I walked by to go to the bathroom.
How am I getting out of here today? I'm going to have to go out the back. I am. I'm going to have to go out the back door today because I cannot go near that bird.
And I got to do in the football game today that you can't answer questions, Tyreek.
Yeah, right.
yes. Get the Tyreek Hill treatment in the locker room.
That's like horseradish.
Yeah, he tweeted out today, loved everybody or something
That's
like
good.
that. Some normal Tyreek Hill tweet over the last couple of hours. But yeah, I got to pee too. So how am I going to go to the bathroom in this place?
Well, that
with
one
this
golfer
bird
did it.
flying around.
What's his face is creek.
We don't have that here.
Oh.
We don't have a creek. We don't have trees.
We got nothing. We got.
I guess I'm gonna have to wait till I get to the J this morning before my workout. But I gotta go now. But I'm not going out. I mean, I don't know. That bird, man, if that thing comes by and
it's moving too. Because I looked at it's fine. Yeah.
Will you go out there and run interference for me so I can get to the can?
I'm Josh Simmons. You're Mahomes. Go.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Somebody says, when I moved to my house, it had been vacant for a few months. Birds got in through the dryer vent. There were just dead birds all over the house.
Oh,
we're moving.
Yeah. A bird got into our chimney once when we were living in St. Louis in the city. It had like a fireplace that they converted into a wall, but there was still an opening and the bird would fly through. And it got out in the house, man. I went out and got in the car and Jen with the broom inside trying to chase this thing out. I am not going to. My dad's deathly afraid of these birds
Really?
too. Oh,
Yeah.
God, yes.
Well, they're not even real. So.
Well, that's the other thing.
they're
They're
just watching
fake.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
you see them on the wires up there. They're recharging.
That's exactly right.
Who said that?
Everyone's saying that now.
Oh,
It's
is that
just becoming a
everybody?
big
Is that
thing. Oh, yeah.
Antonio Brown?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
No,
sure AB's in on that.
He's using guns at a fight.
Jeez, man.
That guy sucks.
He's not well.
Somebody tried
Yeah.
to steal his chain, then he went out to the group and just fired off his gun this weekend.
Oh,
then
I
he
missed that.
Then he got
Ugh.
jumped, and then he tried to fight his security guard. He
Yep.
was trying to help him, kicked him right in the chest. Then went on what's his face's live feed and did a bunch of stuff there. And then had an open had a concealed weapon, and he brought it out and shot it like 4 times.
He needs some alone
messed
time,
up,
right?
man.
Like
Yeah.
somebody
He
needs
just
to
needs
help
help.
him. Somebody needs to come alongside him.
Also, real quick, get in price for that game at Chicago Sky United Center, Indiana Fever, Chicago. $79 for.
No, that's it.
Yeah,
What?
for a cheap ticket.
Yeah.
Bad seat,
When is
probably.
that game?
June 7th.
Dang, that's quick.
It's like next week.
Coming up, I know.
Sucks.
It's probably a midweek game too, right?
It's a Saturday.
Oh, that's Saturday. That's our baseball trip weekend, so I'm definitely out on that
They
one.
play Sunday, July 27th is the next one.
Oh, you can do that one easily.
Yeah, that's at
July
the United Center
27th?
too.
No,
Yeah.
I'll be out of town. Damn it.
Dang it.
No, I'll be out. I'll be back the 26th, but I'll be out of town. I won't.
Yeah, you're not going to want to do that. So we're over 2 on that.
I mean, yeah, that sucks.
That's it.
And that's
Chicago.
it?
That's it in Chicago. They'll go back to Indiana.
Yeah,
They'll go to
they play like
Indianapolis.
6 games,
Yeah,
don't they?
they'll
3
play-
in each place, or maybe not?
They'll play 5, I guess, total, counting the last one. 4 more total times.
So somebody gets one more than the other.
I guess, yeah.
Somebody who's getting a lot more than the others is Jonathan India. Is getting a lot of backlash from the crowd,
Yeah, I feel
from
like
the fans.
he's the guy, right?
Yeah, he's the new man. He's the new
Yeah.
kid on the block that they got rid of Brady Singer for, which I thought Vern made a great point when we had him on earlier. If you missed it, check out the podcast. But Vern said even if it wasn't Jonathan India, it was going to be somebody for Brady Singer. So that's what happens, I think, a lot of times in fan bases is you get connected to guys that are either somebody that you root for or you like, or that you remember that they drafted first overall with their pick and out of Florida. And it, was supposed to be great. It wasn't really that great. Singer was good. He had a good year last year. We all knew he wasn't going to be back on the team.
And that's when you trade a guy, too, right? Coming off a really good season like that was the perfect time to trade Brady Singer. Just like I think it's the perfect time to trade Chris Bubich right now.
Ooh, you get a haul for that.
I mean, my God, right?
But now that Lugo and Reagan's are out, let's maybe pump that idea.
Right, obviously, yeah.
But to your theory, Noah Coleman would be the guy. Or not, that's not his name.
Cameron.
Noah Cameron would be the guy that you'd be like, hey, 2 starts, guy could be it.
Yeah.
Let's talk some business.
Right.
But no, India hitting 238. That number sticks up there as well. On base percentage, 330, and only slugging 311. So not really blowing up on the stat page. But again, always getting beat up by the other team, kind of had an incident this weekend with the slide into the kneecap, which was dirty for sure. But yeah, India is definitely one of the guys because Sal ain't going to get it.
No.
He's too much of a hero.
Right.
Bobby's too good, never going to hear it. Vinny's not going to get it because he's a hero in the mouthpiece. Michael Garcia is everybody's favorite this year. Drew Waters is kind of the deep cut that you root for, that you're like, here's a chance. It leaves India. Nobody's wasting energy on Isbell or Renfro anymore or anybody like that. And that's not a shot at Isbell. It's just he doesn't do anything to where you're like,
he's a fine player. Like he's a nice number 9 center fielder, right?
And India is the guy that you brought over. Right. He was supposed to be your leadoff hitter. His defense has been atrocious, and his offense is sitting at 238. So we'll see if he comes back tonight after the slide that happened at second. But India is 100% getting the grunt of the complaints.
And he's made a lot of errors, but he's also played a lot of different positions for this team too. I mean, they put him out in left field. I think that experiment may be done. Third base, Garcia's kind of taken that round, the hold of that position as he should. He's your second best infielder on this roster. And then Jonathan India back to second base, and like all weekend long, I'm having the same conversation with Jen. She's like, "This guy's not doing well." I go, "That's his natural position." Because you keep saying that. I go, well, it is. I mean, that's where he's used to playing. That's where he came up. He was a natural second baseman. And so now that they've bounced him all over, not to make excuses, he's got to figure out how to play second base again. But, this is the Jonathan India stuff right now is exactly what I don't want to happen to Cags, because if he comes up, everybody's going to be expecting him to do these great things. And then if he's not, then you know how it is. Everybody turns on everybody because that's the way we are as fans. And Jonathan India seems to be that guy right now. I still have a lot of faith in Jonathan India. I still think he can be a nice table setter for this lineup, and I think the defense will eventually improve, but the defense doesn't look half as bad if this team's out there scoring runs too. And so because they're not scoring runs, coupled with the fact that he's making errors out there, he becomes the whipping boy of this team.
Mm-hmm. And it's just process of elimination as well, right? You do the players on your roster, and I don't
Exactly, right? You got to have somebody, right?
Right. And you look at the Chiefs, there's always somebody every year who it's going to be that guy, right? I'm worried this year it's Isaiah Pacheco.
It could be.
I know
that's
an
an interesting
random topic,
one.
but there's always...
but that's an interesting
Sometimes
one.
it's easy, like it's Sky Moore, and it's Kadarius Toney.
But they're not even playing anymore.
Dude,
Yeah.
They're irrelevant. But somebody's going to have to be that guy, and this year it's not Kelsey, it's not Mahomes, it's not Jones, it's not... Maybe it's...
whoever that left tackle is.
I was going to say Kingsley.
Oh,
Might
that
be
could be a good one, too.
I guess
yeah.
it's obvious who it really is. It's Juwan Taylor.
Yeah.
That's who everybody's guy is. That's the Jonathan India of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I think India's problem is that unfortunately he has not been the productive guy that they needed because he is at the top of the lineup. Now, again, nobody outside of Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia, and maybe Drew Waters has done anything of production in the lineup. So, unfortunately, he does get that sort of backlash. But the leadoff hitter, the guy that's got to be there. But the problem is that if he doesn't have a spot, do you put him in right field?
Who's that?
India.
Who you putting at second base? Massey still?
Massey's got the glove there.
Yeah.
You put Massey and Bobby at second and short. You put Garcia and Vinny at first. Sal catches or DHs. When he DHs, Fermin catches. When Salvi plays first, Vinny DHs. Because you can't DH India. Because if you DH India, something's going away that's can't go away.
Yeah.
And I think you play India in right. I think you play Isbell in center or Waters in center. And then you play left field. You put Isbell or Waters in left.
So when you're sitting there trying to figure out what kind of trade to make, are you just looking for the best bat possible then, or are you looking at position specific when you're going out there? Because what you're saying to me is it gives me the thought to go, all right, if you want to play India in right, well, maybe I don't have to have an outfield bat. Maybe I can find myself an infield bat. That's where Nolan Arenado comes into play. That's where Alec Boehm comes into play. Guys that are playing third base that may be on the last legs with their current team and may need to look for a change of scenery. I can go with an infielder now instead of having to go with an outfield bat if you want to move India even to left field and have whoever's playing left field, Drew Waters, be your right fielder and go with India in left and Isbell in center and Waters in right. Yeah. And then maybe you go get an Arenado or a Boehm and have them play third and maybe Garcia play second. Again, we're just thinking out loud in all of this.
I just think that I've seen left field in Jonathan India. I don't need to see that.
Then Garcia maybe can go to left field. India can play second base. Boehm or Arenado can play third, and then Drew Waters in right field. It gives you options, right?
Yeah, and the problem is that Massey's glove's eventually not going to save him on the Major League roster.
Right.
Eventually it's going to be, hey, man, you're hitting 198. Yeah, your defense is great, but it's at second base.
Right.
Which I'm not trying to denote what he does.
Look, we
at second
celebrated
base.
a Gold Glove second baseman for far too long in this town.
He was at the reunion.
I heard he was.
I couldn't believe it.
No, I knew he was going to be there.
wow,
I was
he
like,
showed up.
Maybe talk to him.
Hopefully this guy will be at a reunion someday soon, because if he comes to this roster, they could be a lot better. Jack Caglione was promoted on Sunday. As you could tell, I was ecstatic. I think I texted you guys first, by the way, so you got my, guess what? I'm nerding out. He made it. And I know that there are certain people that will now really kind of jump on this sort of promotion that is Jack Caglione. I'm not saying that you had to be on it, when he's drafted 6th overall or when he went to Double-A. But now what I take out of this is that now it's real. Whether you think it's next year, or whether you think it's July, whether you think it's June, whether you think it's September, no matter how you look at it, it is real.
Mm-hmm.
The Double-A stats are on the board behind Bob if you're watching the live stream. The Triple-A stats are blank, but it begins. And Caglione played 38 games in Double-A, and he took 152 bats with him to Triple-A. That's not the end-all be-all test, but that is a slam dunk A+. I need to be in advanced algorithm classes. I'm going to Triple-A. And if those numbers can continue, then you're not having to spend on that outfield bat. You're not having to maybe get rid of a guy a year too early. You don't have to get rid of a prospect that might actually pan out for your team. And not only that, but then you paired Bobby with somebody who he has, and then maybe it gets easier for everybody else in that lineup. For an India, for a Vinny, for a Sal. Guess what? Sal's not hitting 4th. Sal's not hitting 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't want Caglione, when I listen to you and Vern to go back and forth, I don't want Caglione to come up and be the 3 hitter. I wouldn't be mad if he came up and he was the 6th hitter. I'm okay with that, or the 7th hitter. But he's going to give you something. What that is yet, I don't know the extent of it, but I do know that it is definitely something.
Yeah, it's moving faster than I think they probably thought, and we'll ultimately see, where he ends up and how he does in AAA will determine, the route that he's going to take to the majors. But what would Cags and Bobby have to do to pass Mahomes and Kelsey as the best duo in Kansas City sports?
They can't, is the answer.
Oh, really?
They cannot.
Interesting.
Baseball is not anywhere near football in this time and day, and what Pat and Travis have done, you just can't, man. They hosted a draft and brought out a football trophy and flexed and rubbed it in everybody's face. Travis Kelsey's dating Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Caglione and Bobby are both already married. I think Cags is engaged. Bobby's definitely married. And just Cags is a personality. Bobby's not. Mahomes and Travis, Mahomes isn't a personality, but he's got miles more than Bobby. And that's not a shot at Bobby Wood Jr. It's just that's who he is. He's just a baseball player.
He's a baseball player. He's not an entertainer.
He's Cole Reagan the same way. Cole
Right.
Reagan's on Kay Adams, and the most entertaining thing we got is his 2 pair of boots that he likes to wear.
Right.
It is what it is. Not everybody moves the needle like that, but Bobby Wood Jr. doesn't have to. Whereas Mahomes, Travis has always been the over charismatic one, the one that has all the riz and all this sort of stuff. Got the pop star, right? Mahomes, married, 3 kids, wife, happy, does his thing. Football play, that's what his entertainment is. That's what his personality is. Bobby Wood Jr. going 1st to 3rd in 6.5 seconds or whatever the hell it is, that's where he speaks. Whereas Travis and Cags, they kind of have that, because Caglione's got that fun. He's got, like I said, when we went down to Double-A, we're like, dude, you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go practice and get ready for your game. We'll leave you alone. He's like, oh, all right, guys, I guess. See you later. And knew about Mike Schmidt. Could talk to us about Mike Schmidt, 22-year-old kid. I was impressed by that.
No, that is impressive. I'm
He's
impressed
this is one
by
of my
that,
favorite
yeah.
kids, one of my favorite players growing up. Mike Schmidt shows the car. We're oh, and I'm over here going I know it's Cody and Gold.
Growing up, Mike Schmidt was in the Hall of Fame before you were born, bro.
Yeah, but again, that's where his personality is.
Yeah.
He's bringing that in there and then giving you some of it. So the answer to your question is not a rude no. It's just unfortunately.
No, I think it's a good answer, because I wasn't thinking. I was thinking if they win 3 world championships in baseball,
it doesn't matter.
Can they pass those guys, or can they even pass Haas and Moose?
Yes.
Because we saw the love that those guys got this past weekend, and we remember that love that everybody had for them. Can they pass those guys? I don't know.
The answer to that is yes, because Moose and Haas took you to 2 and won you 1. Right. And then they moved on.
Mm-hmm. They did. They left.
These guys may not move on.
Right.
Bobby for sure may stay forever. And I don't want to say forever, but for a longer time. And Cags is now going to be here. And I think they will be better with the 2 of them longevity-wise than they were. Like Moose and Haas, it was I hate to be this guy. It was 13, 14, 15, little bit of 16. It was good.
It was
4
over.
years.
Yeah,
It was
no,
about 3.5 years.
that's about it for sports, though. We've been spoiled with the Chiefs, guys. Like, that's normal, right? And that's why when you look at what the Royals are doing right now, this is kind of year 2 of that, what's going to be probably a 3 or 4 year window.
Right.
That's why you have to capitalize now on this kind of stuff and not waste it because you cycle back. That's just the way sports goes. But I will throw this one at you. What if John Sherman was the owner back then, right? And not David Glass? Are Moose and Haas here for life? I like to think that maybe they are.
Hosmer, yes. Moose, no. I think so. I think
Hosmer definitely is.
For sure.
I do. Now, I don't know how John would have run the team back then where, if Glass would have signed, the guy would have crippled them. They wouldn't have been able to go out and buy Tylenol for the team, right? Because he was so cheap. But John, I don't think that would have been it, right? Like, they would have signed Haas for a third less than what they're giving Bobby Witt Jr. right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think they would have signed Haas and done exactly what they're doing right now around Bobby Witt Jr. They surrounded him with good pitching. They went out and got Lugo, and they went out and got Waka, I know this team has coveted for years to come here to Kansas City, but now they got an owner who gave them the money and the wherewithal to be able to go out there and do that. How much different could that Royals dynasty have been had they had a guy like John Sherman who's not afraid to take a $4.5 million, punch to the wallet yesterday by releasing whoever the hell they released? What was it, Blackman or Schreiber or Black and Veatch, or who did they release yesterday?
Yeah, it's not Schreiber. It's an S.
Santonio Holmes. They released a guy yesterday. Briggs and Stratton. That's what I was thinking. It was like a law firm or something, right?
He just hired Walter Pennington to cover his contract.
Yeah, so he's like Glass doesn't do that kind of stuff. So maybe if he owned the team, we're talking about and I'm talking about John, we're talking about a completely different situation in Kansas City than what played out because Glass didn't want to invest. And at that time, paying Hosmer from where they were would have crippled everything that they can do. Paying Bobby Witt, John has shown, that's not going to cripple this organization. It's going to be an entryway into being a big-time grown-up organization.
One of the things that separates Glass and Sherman is that Sherman knows that it's not just the ball player you're signing. You're signing a personality and somebody that can get your fan base as well.
Well, true, yeah.
Damon was always that guy. Damon had your fan base. He was the personality. Let him walk for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And Beltran wasn't the guy for your family. Like, he just didn't really entertain that way. He was more quiet, down-to-earth guy, and then...
One of the best baseball players I've ever watched, though, man. That smoothness in center field was something I've never seen before, man. Guy could play. What are you laughing at?
Just the way I know exactly what that feels. That just going back, and you've got one play in your mind that you've seen that you always go back when it comes to Carlos Beltran. That I'm sure you just see him gliding out there. Because I was, 9 years old. I was in love, man. That was prime Dusty Royals
baseball. The guy
baseball.
did glide, though.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a smooth, it was so effortless.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what it was. Then he goes to the Astros in that playoff run. It was just like, this hurts, Dad. He goes, sure does, doesn't it?
You notice we haven't seen John Sherman make one of those moves since he's been the owner of this franchise where they've parted with people that we loved. Everybody that we've loved, he's re-signed. And are locked, just right now, I know it's a small sample size, Bobby and Reagan. So you got an MVP and a Cy Young Award winner locked up, and you went and spent money on Lugo and Waka and guys like that and re-signed Salvi. That was his first, kind of move as the owner of this franchise. And so I bet things are different if John Sherman's owning the club 10 years prior instead of David Glass in that situation. And maybe we do have Eric Hosmer here for life, and we added to that, and who knows where we could have been.
No doubt. Remember Joe Douglas? The former GM
of the Jets? Yeah. Has he surfaced?
Yeah, he's now with the Eagles.
Oh, God.
That can only go great. Coming up on the other side, I want to talk about the NBA because we get Tuesday and Wednesday where the action gets started. And there's also some celebrities that I think can pass each other up when it comes to fan bases. I think that's okay to do if we do it with athletes. We'll talk about it next on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a spectacular weekend out at our house. We were able to sit out back and enjoy the outdoors and not have to worry about mosquitoes. We didn't have to worry about ticks and fleas on the dog because the folks over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control put up that mosquito dome, and sitting outside Outback has been awesome so far this spring, and I can't wait to continue it on through the rest of spring and all of summer and even into the fall. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control has got our lawn looking great. They've got our backyard mosquito, tick, and flea free. We've got new mulch down, and man, our yard is really popping, and it's looking awesome right now. And that's why we hired the college-educated professionals at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, because we couldn't get this thing figured out with our front lawn. We had weeds everywhere. We had dandelions everywhere. No grass. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control has figured it out. And when you mention this ad, you're going to get up to half off your first application. And they offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. So don't wait. Call today or visit them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Hey, KC, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door isn't just opening doors this month, they're opening hearts in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. Renner is donating 5% of all sales to Authentic Life Foundation, supporting vital mental health services to those in need. For supporting this cause, you'll get 5% off your project. Call or visit rennerdoor.com, where quality and compassion open doors to a better community.
RENNER, RENNER.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens, and remember, I've got those friends at GiveMeTheVin.com, and GiveMeTheVin.com is already the best place to sell your car, and now it's even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. Give Me The VIN is giving away $25,000 in cash every month. There are two ways to win. Get 250 chances to win with your mail-in entry, or 1,000 chances to win if they buy your car. GiveMeTheVin.com wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with hassle-free online options to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes that is always well above any dealer quote and is guaranteed to beat a CarMax offer, or they'll send you a check for $100. You can go to one of their pickup locations, or they'll come to you. It's easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, and it's so easy you can do it in your underwear. If you don't believe me, just listen to this.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED, because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds, through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs, with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Ring the bell. We've done it again. Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875% fixed. While other lenders are talking about high interest rates, we're dropping rates. And we can get it done for you in as little as 14 days. Golden Oak Lending has just secured several $1 million that we can offer you as fixed-rate mortgages for 4.875%. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. It's fast and easy. Our debt consolidation customers save an average of $1,104 every month. And at Golden Oak, you never pay for your appraisal up front. Lock in this incredible 4.875% rate now before it's too late and say goodbye to those high-interest credit card rates. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
All right, final segment here on Fesco and Dusty. Bob Fesco, Mac Maury. Dusty Like It's with you here on a Monday, gloomy Monday. Stay dry out there.
Yeah.
Looks like it might get a little rough a little later on. That means nap time for Mac, your early bedtime for me. I'll try to watch the Royals game, but I can't give you any promises. The Royals are in San Francisco tonight, 8:45 first pitch. Vern, 7:30. Don't forget, he's giving you a chance to win tickets during the pitch clock to go see Brady Singer and De La Cruz.
That bird's still flying around out there.
Cody said it whizzed by his head.
Yeah.
Common blackbird.
I'm waiting for like Brooks to come by with some vermin to feed that bird because it looks just like the crow from Shawshank. It scared the hell out of me out there. I am definitely going to have to go out the back door because that thing just kind of flew by, is standing on the vending machine that Boomer took the candy from. And it's no, I'm out on this one. That thing's going to be in here for weeks. You know how this place is.
Nah, Lady Joe.
Joe's going to be up here with a broom trying to shove this thing out the door. Poor Joe.
You've seen Shawshank, right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I love that one.
Hoping that the Brooks
love
thing,
that
yeah.
one.
Yeah, there's a sign above company kitchen that says Brooks was here.
Brooks was here, yeah. Definitely there. Feeding the bird like what maggots and whatever, you know. Oh, God. Nasty. Out of that porridge that they gave him for dinner. Damn bird.
They tried to kill that guy so he could stay in jail.
Yeah.
I don't want to go out there. You don't know what it's like.
We need to decide what's my next movie. I don't know if
Varsity
we ever...
Blues.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. We've already got our poll question for Wednesday.
Yep.
Prep for Tuesday.
Yep.
Shoot. We might as well just
might as well go home for the day. Well, with this bird situation, I mean, and then, of course, I know Mac's excited about this. Him and Binkley are going to gather. Canadian preseason football starts today. So I know
get ready.
You and Bink will be gathered around the tube scouting for potential prospects.
Canadian
I used
football,
to try, man, but I just...
Canadian football, Canadian bacon, Kevin Bacon, Nixon 7.
That's exactly right. And then you've got the Mexican Navy ship crashing into the Brooklyn Bridge. I mean, that's going to be a story that gets investigated all week because that happened over the weekend. People kind of forgot that thing.
That's what took out Spectrum.
I mean,
yeah.
The Navy
that was
ship.
real, right?
Yes.
That was real,
It's
right?
not
We
AI.
all saw that happen, right?
Yes.
Why is it not being as widely discussed as it should be in this
agreed.
situation?
Sports. Let's get into the brioche of the weekend.
Brioche of the weekend.
Big brioche guy.
Love that. Yeah, good take.
Which one of you suckers wants to go first?
I will go brioche of the weekend. All the kids on the Kansas side done graduated high school. My niece graduated yesterday, walked across the stage.
It's awesome.
Got her diploma, so she had herself a day. But also,
saw Jerry?
what's that?
She saw Jerry?
She did see Jerry.
Diploma?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But all the kids are getting ready now to go off to college. A lot of tears the other day. I passed my daughter driving home, and she's in the car crying as I stopped on the street to say hi as I was going the other way. I go, why are you crying? She goes, I only have 3 years left. I go, I've been crying for weeks now, knowing that you only have 3 years left. That's nice to see that it's already setting in. So brioche of the weekend. All the kids that graduated, you're getting ready to go to college or do your next chapter in life. Best of luck for you. Don't cry. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Once you get off to college, you'll never forget about it. You'll never remember those high school days because college will be the best 4 years of your life.
They still listen to Vitamin C on the last day of school?
I don't know if they do.
Graduation song?
Yeah.
As we go. Yeah. Never heard of it.
Remember.
Never heard of it. Yeah.
Really? You don't know that song?
I don't know that one. I don't think.
Cliche high school song for
Yeah,
us. I don't know.
yeah.
A little older, but yeah. Go ahead, Mac. What's brioche of the weekend?
I mean, same thing, but for my sister graduating K-State, went over there and went down to Manhattan for the first time, had a blast. Whole family was there, went and partied in Aggieville. It was great.
Were you on it?
On it. We were singing the random song, like Mr. Brightside. I didn't know it was like the chorus. The whole chorus is FKU. I didn't know that, so I'm starting doing
everything at K-State is FKU.
Everything at K-State ended up being FKU. I realized like at 1 a.m. I was like, we should just keep doing this.
FKU and the wheat. Like they incorporated into everything.
But it was super fun. Tears for Fizzy as well, saying goodbye to all of her friends. And
Fizziak was there?
And, they're going to go to different places. And
you just sang the song.
It's not like with Tennessee, where everyone goes back to Nashville. Everyone's going to Memphis. It's kind of, we're going to be in the same spot. They're all going across the country. So it was cool to meet her friends.
A lot of Chicago, I bet, right?
Yeah, a lot of Chicago. She's got a friend going
Dallas.
back up to Northeast, like Maine or something. So they're going a lot of different places. So.
Yeah.
But it was cool meeting all of her friends and stuff.
Fun. Yeah, that's awesome,
Very fun.
man.
I went to school in Warrensburg, and we were all trying to figure out how the hell to get out.
Get me out.
I never wanted to leave Lawrence. I hated it. It was like driving to Seguin after I left Lawrence was brutal for me, man. That was the first time I'm like, this reality is setting in.
I was glad that, it's weird to say, I was glad that she was sad, though, because it shows that she knows the gravity of this moment. Like, it really isn't going to be the same. Your life is about to change dramatically.
And also, she's sad and crying because she had such a great time in college. And that's why I cried and got emotional because I had such a great time in college. I didn't want to stay for a fifth year ever. Like that never crossed my mind. I was like,
choice.
But I'm like the 4 years I was done. But like I loved every single minute of my college life. Every minute of it.
What do they say? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened, or something like that.
Exactly.
And that's the way you got to be. Whether if high school's the end of your journey or if college is the end of your journey. Like you got big moments coming up in the real world. Let's just be. It's not fun. It really isn't. Like people who race to get out of school early and all that kind of stuff.
No, man.
Hit the pause button, man.
I know. I wish I would have, dude.
Don't say that. Stay here forever.
Exactly. Yes. That was right.
Yeah. My bridge of the weekend: 89,933 Kansas Cityans and St. Louisans came out to the Royals game this weekend.
Nice.
But even more important, thanks to you for introducing me to Miss Emily. She was very nice this weekend, doing nice things for other people. She gave me and a group of friends some tickets to go enjoy the game. Great seats, had a great time. Got to even see her in her little nest up there. I never knew that's where she was. I looked up, I saw the glasses.
Oh,
and
she's
the hair.
watching every moment, so do not do anything.
Oh, I found out.
Because you will be.
And then it was my parents' 29th anniversary this weekend. And she did a nice thing for them as well and let them go to the game as well. Gave them some seats. And there was a shout out on the board that said, "Happy anniversary, Kurt and Mary."
Oh, that's awesome.
She got the whole thing on video.
Sick. Cool.
We always say go do nice things for people. So I thank you for introducing me to her. What Jean said the other day about her was true. She said it to me privately. Said, "Don't ever forget what Jean said."
What did Gene say? I didn't really listen to anything he had to say.
Oh, what? No, he said that she was like a very important person and that she's a very vital person in this Royals family. And I mean, I give her all the flowers today for that because thanks to her, thanks for that moment. My parents will never forget it. My dad was a boy at a game all over again, smiling from ear to ear. And it's cool. So got to see their raw reaction via video. So thank you to Emily for everything that she did for me this weekend.
Awesome.
So do nice things for people. You never just made my dad's entire life.
Yeah, right. It's
68 years old.
Like
he
that.
literally looked like a kid writing his first Facebook status.
That's awesome, man.
So shout out to Miss Emily.
Awesome, man. Name on the screen. Heck yeah.
Almost 30 years of marriage, too.
Yeah, I said, how do you do it? He goes, a lot of hearing loss.
Or at least like chosen hearing loss.
Selective.
Selective hearing loss.
My grandmother had hearing aids, and I swear to God, she couldn't hear a bomb blow up next to her, but you went like that, spit it out. Like she'd hear that. Like I swear she had selective hearing back in the day.
Stop chomping your ice, Robert. Yes,
It
man.
was never that. It was never that at all. It was like, spit it out.
Oh,
my
she
God.
didn't like Luke's.
Huh? Like we were at dinner one time, and my mother says, "Give me a 10 for dinner." My grandmother throws a pen at her and says, "And give it back."
Okay.
We said a 10.
Oh, man. Now we got to go to the West Coast. Just leave the TV on. The FanDuel network or whatever it's called.
That's it, yeah.
And then just fall asleep. And if you wake up in the middle of the 8th inning, 1-0 San Francisco. Checks out.
They have that nice "Be Right Back" music that'll kind of just put you off to sleep. Yeah.
Are you still watching? Yes or no? Leave me alone.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just turn off. If you're asking the question, it's probably no.
Yes.
Just shut off.
Yo, you alive? Is
And
this
if
a
I am
wellness
still
check?
watching, yeah. Okay. Tomorrow we'll do it again. We'll keep an eye on Jack Caglione as our guy moves up to AAA. I'll try to keep myself calm, but also go do what Emily did this weekend. Go do nice things for people you never know can change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Coming up next, it's Cody, Gold, and Drew. They're back, full crew, from 10 to 2.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Jonathan India here, and you're listening to Fesco and